Yay.
So,
possibly.
do we have any anyone want to give us the rundown of the last session?
Sure. Oh wait, we've got Alan. Make Alan
Okay.
do it.
Previously in Valley of the Obelisks. Oh, we're wanted. Let's give ourselves in. Oh, we're gonna hang. Oh, this guy's decided to not spare us for the purposes of using us to stop a war, which is fair enough because we kind of helped start it because we got suckered by Goram Ogre, who was shape changers. And so yeah, we're gonna look forward to some nice dangling. Or actually, no, our Simulcar will look forward to some nice dangling, and well, I guess it's down to I think it's there was that one character who joined us later, who is not here. Steve's character, Sean. Yes, he has currently all our loot has came in the city and not the gate, and is may or may not sell it all and just fade into the distance. Who knows? Because
it's okay. I'm controlling him. He won't take my stuff away.
Oh, that's okay then.
That's not the most important part of last session's recap.
Yeah. If you wanted some more, we actually started off in the tower, went to the witch's hut, negotiated for a magical item.
Ah, yes.
Which went quite well, actually.
Sure, we ended
We
up
didn't
with
die.
the staff of this
Well, we didn't die, and we got out with a magic item. That's a net positive in my eyes.
We ended with the staff of the Slith, which I was unwilling to touch, so we gave to Caradwin instead. Or Minerva was unwilling to touch, gave to Caradwin instead, who now is obsessing over it, and I'm sure no bad can come from that. And we ran into a caravan fleeing Sumberton, so we decided to, not go with the people who asked us to help them out. And instead, we decided that we wanted to hand in the quest from the two bros, because, hey, get paid, yo. So even though we didn't want to return to Sumberton, we did, but we decided we would go around it. But then we were like, wait, they have wanted posters of us? So even though we wanted to stay out of the town, we were like, better turn ourselves in now. And we did. We didn't check it out or talk to a lawyer first because we're the smartest of people. But it worked out because luckily they took...
It worked out.
Well,
I really wouldn't call it that.
I think
I don't know.
It was more like we were fucked if we didn't, mainly because either we're in this situation now because our only contact who was supposed to help us ratted us out, or B, we just end up being wanted criminals for the rest of the bloody campaign.
No, we just needed to hold out until level 7 when Caradwin can polymorph us into different people.
But now we've done this much faster, so
Yeah.
Speedrun.
Still missing the most important part of the recap.
Okay. The most important part of the recap is...
That Minerva was guilty of murder.
Disagree.
It wasn't self-defense.
It was
He
self-defense.
intentionally killed that person, and that's clearly demonstrable on it.
Yeah, disagree. Prove it in front of 12 of my peers. Oh wait, that's not how the justice system works here. They just say that I'm guilty of it and that's murder? Well, I guess if that was the style all the time. But I'll still refute it.
and we're probably, there probably was some sort of mind scanning done by that guy. That guy who's
he said he didn't do that. If he did do that, I still think, personally, Minerva thinks that she's innocent.
Actually, no.
Yes.
Yeah,
As we've said before, it's okay to be wrong.
Sure.
And
personally, I, as the player, also believe that Minerva is innocent of murder.
because
Yes, you told Lenza to do it instead.
Because Lenza and Caradwin did it all.
Minerva does the kill shot on the prince, but I don't think I'm guilty of murder there. Self-defense. Saves Caradwin's life. Caradwin was about to die. He's on 1 hit point. Come on. Give a guy a chance.
Anyway.
Sorry, Grail.
That's fine. It's
we should say sorry for all the other set. Anyway.
No. I was just having fun setting Aaron off. Hashtag triggered.
And you also found out that Sergeant Caleb Gamlin was executed.
Well, I mean, that's what we were told.
Yes.
Yeah, agreed. Let me see that body.
Anyway, you are currently within the dungeon, in the keep,
The keep, apart from Sean.
apart from Sean. Correct. I'll flick you over to somebody. And Sir Etienne said that he would go and retrieve Sean from the Sly Wink and take him to Lashanaro's house.
Yep.
Lashanaro also said that it would take him a couple days to get some simulacrum made, and that he had to start as soon as possible due to the fact that you will probably be hanging shortly. So,
Well, when we get into the swing of it.
by the way, for some very good recaps, Minerva, who gave quite a stirring rendition, can have a bonus 30 XP to the character class of her choice, and
Hypatia?
Hypatia can have an extra 15.
Yeah, fair enough.
It all starts adding up.
I'm less than 1,000 from level 2.
Nice.
That's a lot of recaps.
Also, for triggering Aaron, you can have an extra 50. Bro.
I didn't realise how much XP you'll be open to. Oh, yes. Thank you. Hey,
Thank for what?
the gift. Perfect. 100%.
That was just to you, not them.
You will be in the... I assume that Sean is going to go with Sir Etienne when Sir Etienne turns up.
I guess. There's not much. Would he? I guess would he believe? I guess it depends how much he told him instantly. If he just straight up admits that, yeah, we know he's got our friends, probably would go with him because it's like, I've been dragged into this now. Shit.
Yep. Plus, it'll be easier. But also, how much money does the group have? Because, as luck would have it, Sean made enough XP that he can level up. He can train.
Well, he currently has all of our money, or at least the money that we gave to him.
Yep. So,
which is, I think, did we actually add it up? No, not really.
Our group treasure puts us minus 30.
Yes.
I've got 13
how
because-
are you at
because-
on
negative?
the donkey.
Because that's how much Sean spent buying rations and arrows for the party.
But how much
but-
did we
but-
have in
But
the
he
party?
didn't know. He didn't know how much we handed him.
Okay.
We didn't specify how much we handed in to him. We should probably
I
do
thought
that
we
now.
just said that we gave him our money.
No, did we? Well, the thing is, people didn't. Not everyone said they gave him all of their money.
I just said I gave him my pack and stuff.
Cool. So
I got 21 gold from me. I would have hung on to at least a
Yeah,
silver.
and
Gotta have a silver.
Oh,
money
no,
for
yeah.
bribes. Maybe we should hold on to more.
No.
well,
No.
again, it depends on what you personally gave in. So once you let me know, I can add that up and actually total up how much we've got.
It will
Uh,
cost.
21 from Minerva.
It will
21
cost.
XP.
It will
21 from
cost
Minerva.
Sean 79 gold to train, and he's probably interested in training at the moment. And there will be a couple days where you guys are incarcerated, for which he can do so. Pretty much, have the run of the town, so to speak.
12
So we
GP
meet
from
this
Nodgrim.
guy.
Cool. And how much does that leave you with Nodgrim?
1 GP.
1 GP. Yep. Cool.
I'll chuck in 25. So we meet this
From Kruber.
From Kruber, yep.
And how much does that leave?
7.
Cool.
Now,
So
Caradwin
we
was
meet
making
this-
sure that we knew not to give away any more of their money, so obviously they'd already given over their platinum piece and their 53 gold.
Clearly.
Just hanging onto the silver and copper.
So we've just met Sean. We turn back up. Sean sees all of us thrown in jail, probably to be hugged, and decides to use the party funds to go and trade.
Level up. Yeah,
Yep.
Cool.
Since everyone else
I
is busy,
approve.
might as well level up.
his training is actually just serious drinking.
Hypatia, how much did you put in?
I will chuck in 10 gold.
In
And
Sean's,
keep.
in Sean's
How much does
defense,
that leave you with?
in Sean's defense, he probably thinks that you guys getting led away to be hung as part of your grand scheme.
Oh, he knows us better than that.
How much do you have left? Hypatia, sorry.
10 gold. According to my sheet, I've got 3 points, or 3 gold and 6 silver.
Wow.
The remaining. Yep, cool. So I'll add to that to the things. Cool. And how much? And I guess Kerrigan gave away the platinum piece because she's not here to say otherwise.
So,
We should do it democratically, all in favor of her giving it away.
Raise his hand.
Anybody against?
it's 1 platinum and 53 gold.
53 gold. Geez.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah.
I'd say
That should do it.
maybe she probably kept 3 and gave 50
Okay, fine.
to the thing.
I'll
But let's just say for reference. That means our total that we have not spent is 88 gold and 1 platinum.
Okay, so it's going to cost Sean 79 gold to train. He has already pre-rolled his hit points for going up, and he rolled maximum.
86.
Nice. Does Sean have any money? He has half a gold piece.
He's loaded.
Actually, no, that's not true.
Uh-huh.
He has 9 gold and 49 silver. Oh no, no. I'm not sure how. What's the ratio for gold to silver again?
It's all
10 to 1.
apart from Electrum, it's all metric.
Cool. So he has apparently he's written down 9.49 gold pieces.
So
I'm
he
not
has 9 gold.
sure.
He's an
So he has
engineer,
what?
so he has 9 gold, 4 silver, 9 copper.
9 copper. Awesome. Cool. Sure.
That's how I wrote it down.
Yeah.
He's got a little file out and he's shaving off fragments.
Yeah.
The reason to really keep the other numbers down is just so that you know, because each 50 coins weighs a pound.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. Cool. So how much did you say the training was, Grail? Sorry.
79.
79. Okay, so he can spend 4, and we'll spend 75 out of our total, which takes us down
You mean
to
he'll spend 75 out of your total?
yes.
Money for a lawyer or money for training and booze?
Cool.
Bit late for a lawyer.
All right.
Awesome.
So-
There we go.
So he can go and train for a couple of days. It'll take him 2 days and the money to train.
Yep.
All right.
I changed all the totals on the group treasure and on Sean's stuff too.
Nice.
Sweet.
And did you increase his hit points?
I have not. So I can do that. How much did he increase
He
by?
He rolled a 6 and he has +1 for Constitution, I believe.
Yes, he does. So his hit points is now set 14. He literally
Nice.
doubled. That has been changed.
Excellent.
He has many HP as I do. Excellent.
Alrighty, because you rolled poorly. Didn't you re-roll and roll a 1?
Oh yeah.
And that is such a me roll.
There's a reason I suggested we're the special victims unit.
Is he just a straight cleric? So he's using
He
the one. He's using 1 or 2.
He's a straight cleric.
So which advancement which player's handbook what should I use for that then? Is it 1 or 2?
Oh, it's both the same.
They're both the same. Okay, cool.
He's-
So it's relevant.
so yeah,
Cool.
the first one is if he is just the basic cleric which incorporates human into it already.
Yep.
But yeah, just take it out of the AEC. It's fine. It should be exactly the same.
Cool.
Awesome. Oakley dokley. After a day or so, he's hanging around in the dungeons, not getting much in the way of information coming to you, and not getting much in the way of good food, and even less water. That's pretty rough down there.
I can make food, can
You don't have your holy symbol on you, remember?
I? Yeah. That's a shame.
Indeed it is.
So, Lashanawa the Conjurer will return. And he will, after talking to the guards for a few moments in hushed tones, the cell door will be opened and he will enter, and the door will be closed again. You will notice that the guards will then move slightly away, but after Lashanawa taps his staff twice on the floor, he will say, "We can talk freely once more." They will not hear, or what they do hear, they will not understand.
Cool.
What news have you got for us?
There is a push to have the assassins, i.e. yourselves, executed within 48 hours. As I mentioned to you last time, there is an envoy from Sholshenek within the city, but another one is on its way. Not sure who it is, but the executions have been postponed until they arrive, which gave us the extra time, thankfully. I need to capture some of your essence each to create the simulacrums. If you do not mind, I will capture it now and then return to my work. It will not take long, and it will not be painful or harmful
Which
to you
sock
in any way.
do you need? The left sock or the right sock?
No, I need none of that. I need to capture a small fragment of your soul within a gem each. It will not harm you, and you will not notice anything.
Yeah, sure. What do we need to do?
Is there a problem, Jaquan?
I'm just quite happy with my soul where it is at the moment.
Your soul will remain, it is but a fragment. The soul is like the body. It will heal, the small fragment that is removed, but the simulacrum need it to be powered.
Okay.
What happens to the bit of soul when the simulacrum has been hung?
Oh no, the simulacrum will absorb the soul and it will give them the spark of life. Otherwise they are nothing but bags of meat.
And will they themselves die?
They will not be truly animated. They will just have but a spark, not a full life.
And will that spark be lost when...
Are you worried that you want your spark back?
Yes.
The spark will be lost.
Kruber needs his mojo and is not sure that...
But as I mentioned to you, the soul will heal the small fragment that is lost. It is no more than if I was to take a pinprick of your blood.
And will you be hanging on to this small amount of our essence?
No, I will be using it to power the simulacrum. Time is wasted and is of the essence, literally.
Don't be a pussy.
Cool.
Would you rather have?
Sure, let's do this.
Let's do this, but Caradwin does asking for a friend. If I happen to already be a simulacrum and you try to extract it from me, does that unanimate me? I'm just asking for a friend.
He shakes his head from side to side in pause and scratches his nose absently. That is a very good question, and one that I have never thought to ask.
May I ask a secondary question?
Okay, I guess we'll just have to take that chance then.
What would happen to the soul of, say, a rust monster?
Right?
Situation.
I feel like we have more productive things to be doing than wasting our time
Hey,
with this.
losing a bit of a soul, I feel like my questions are valid.
All right, give it up.
As if you cared
Considering
about your one.
what I think I've got to do with myself, this seems pretty good.
I
Let's do
step forward to get it going.
Alright, Lashanawa will reach into his pocket and pull a small crystal gem from it, touch it to your forehead, say a couple words, it will flash with bright light, you'll feel a tiny little numbness on your forehead, and then the gem will have a slight glow within. You otherwise feel okay, the numbness will pass in a couple seconds.
See, I'm fine.
Soul Gem 1 connected.
Kruber's not entirely sure how
I'll
much
step up.
souls dwarves have anyway, so
I'll get up, shrugging,
He-
stepping up.
Lashnara will repeat the process with Hypatia, and the process will be mostly identical. It's just the flash is a bit higher up.
hang on. Are you half elven or human, Hypatia?
I'm definitely human.
Okay,
Yes.
so this is the testing point for whether or not it happens with the soul.
Yes.
Is there anyone who is going to be recalcitrant and not wish to do this?
Oh, I don't
That
wish
seems
to
legit.
do this, but I will do it.
Yeah, I guess you don't have much of a choice.
Yeah.
Okay, so if everyone's going to do it, the process will be identical for everyone, with one exception.
Carrot?
No. As he raises the gem to Jaquan's forehead, a black miasma, like a tendril of smoke, will reach out from him and slap the gem from Lashanara's hand, and it will smash when it hits the ground.
Oh no.
That's bad.
Thanks,
What
Mark.
happened?
From beyond the grave, you're still screwing with
No,
me.
it's 'cause
I
you
miss you, buddy.
stepped into the circle.
I miss you.
Lashanara will step back in shock, and you'll notice that there is a red welt upon his hand.
Wow, what was that?
What the hell was that?
I thought you said it wouldn't be painful.
I feel like this is more on Kruber's end than
The pain
Yeah.
was all mine, I can assure you. You,
I felt a tingling.
I'm afraid that your friend here has a shared soul.
A shared soul.
Well, something is in there and something doesn't want to be brought
Piggybacking
out.
It's Mark.
Can you bring it out?
Mark.
I cannot. I am not a divine caster.
Oh.
Ugh,
There's
I'm
that guy
possessed
on
by Mark. No, that explains my charisma penalty.
Do you think the guy on
This-
Way could do it?
I haven't seen anything like this before. Do you know how this came about? Has it always been this way?
No, so
nervous.
there was an incident where I attempted to help bring a friend back after he'd been lost, and I stepped into a circle somewhere that seemed to be beyond the god's own touch. I think this may have something to do with that.
This is going to be of a concern greatly, not least of all for your soul, but I cannot make the simulacrum of you. At least I cannot bring it to life. It will be lifeless and therefore useless.
Could you excuse us for just a brief moment, Lashara?
I will return and continue my work. You can discuss this as much as you want. I will do a bit of research as well. I'll return on the morrow.
Okay.
Excellent.
And he will bend over and slowly pick up the shards of the gem, put them back into his pocket. He shakes his hand, and you can see the welt is actually quite angry and red. And he'll cast a sidelong glance at you once more, tap his staff twice on the floor, and then leave. The door will open, he'll pass through it, and then it will close with a clang.
Lenzo will walk up to Kruber, put their hand on your shoulder, and say, "Sorry that you're going to die. I hear it's quite painful."
It was more of a tingle, and I have a plan.
You have a plan?
Yep.
Is it blame it all on Willabrod?
I have
The
two
true
plans.
mastermind of crime?
2 plans. No, well, if he said that we're going to appear to be hanged anyway, then it's simple. All we have to do is get the simulacrum, make sure it's the simulacrum, and you guys can release whatever tension you're currently holding by beating my meat puppet to death, going to the gallows guilty, having blamed me for having got you into the problem. That way, we've got a dead meat puppet, and I still managed to get out of here.
That's actually
true.
not a bad
Die
plan.
in the cell. Yeah, good call. Good call. We'll
It's
just
like
go-
I'm in 13.
That could work. The only issue is we don't actually know how we're going to escape from the cell, and our Seracon's going to come here. That's kind of key to our whole plan, because if we're walking to the gallows, and that's when we have to swap out, then your plan isn't going to work.
I grab you and shake. No! Look, this is my one shot. I don't want to die. I'm too unhappy
Human?
with how the afterlife works in this universe.
So human, yes.
Yep.
Again, as I said, it depends on what the actual plan is, because we still don't know.
Well, that's my current plan. If anybody has any other ideas, I'm very happy to hear it.
So the current plan is they beat you to death in the cell right now.
No. When
When
he has the meat sack to replace him.
No, I knew what his plan was. I just, you know.
Yeah.
let's
Let's look at Ogre and ask, do you have any idea about how to go about unsorting these souls? Because they did mention, clerical magic, or at least divine magic.
He left.
And as the only resident person who can do that,
Oh, not good.
I
That-
think that
that
might
would-
be beyond my capabilities.
Yeah,
That's why I
I
was
feel
saying we
like
should
if
talk
he
to
can't make a
Vampire's Way.
sandwich, he probably can't sort my souls out.
I don't know,
What do you
making a
mean can't
sandwich,
make
a
a
good
sandwich?
sandwich is pretty difficult.
He didn't have his holy symbol, so he couldn't make a sandwich. So
Oh,
what's
right,
he going to
I
do
see.
with my souls?
Exorcisms require more experience than I have yet.
Also, a missing candle, a bell, and a book. Or a 22.
All right. If you have nothing else to do, or nothing else you wish to discuss, we will fast forward to the next day. I'm happy if you want to keep discussing plans, or if you are happy with what you have come up with.
Anyone
we
have
can't
any other
discuss much
ideas?
more until we actually figure out what the plan is.
Sure.
Because currently we have not much to go on.
Yeah.
Well, any ideas if we're supposed to be ducking out while we're walking, whether...
I'm hoping he shrinks us down to really tiny and then puts us in a jar with like holes in the lid, because that'd be hilarious.
Teleports us or something.
You mean
That'll be-
another party's going to choose the vial containing us and swallow it?
Yes, that's actually what the little skeletons in the jar were.
Yeah.
Other people escaping from a cell.
No, they were us from the future.
Well, two of you at least. Two of you would like to hug.
So it's definitely not the elves then.
Why is your race dying out again? Ooh, too soon.
Mainly because humans exist. I'm going to be honest here.
That's fair. We are pretty much superseding you. One of you, is it Hypatia's pretty strong?
Yeah.
You could, if we're doing the walk out with the quick swap for the change, you could always jump on Jaquan and try and snap the meat puppet's neck when we do the swapsies. If it's not a beating to death in the cell, that's my next attempt to try and not die.
Yeah. Yeah, I still think we need more. Yeah, we need more details about the swap.
Fair
We'll
enough.
wait until he turns up to find out what's happening.
But, it's an option.
Good.
Sure. All right. Well, the next day, as he said, Lashanawa will return.
Excellent.
Yeah.
When he returns, you will notice that he is flanked by 5 armed guards.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
I approve of this.
They're wearing helms, carrying. They've got cloaks covering the majority of their body. Their visages are mostly obscured, but they do seem to be of multi-race. After the guards open the door once more, Lashinara will turn around, wave his hand, say a word, and the two guards will fall silently against the wall and begin to slumber.
Man, can I just say, Lashinara, I appreciate someone who has the sleep spell and knows when to actually use it.
You can change with your doubles. Have you an idea of...
Yes, we were thinking we would beat the empty meat puppet of Jaquan to death in the cell before the execution and, say that it was because it was all his fault.
It may work. It's a decent plan. Very well. I will...
We just gotta put some blood on the other meat puppets to make it look like they did it.
Of course. We will endeavour to get the other one here shortly. It is resting at my home currently. Your friend, Sean, is within the city still. He has not fled. And Sir Etienne. Sir Etienne brought him to my place. He has been training for the last couple days in the hopes that you will be released soon.
Yeah, about that, sorry. We thought he was housebroken. We didn't really read the terms and conditions originally. Our bad. Ceridun will pay you back for any damages.
Very good.
Your humour is appreciated, but not needed.
Anyway, those of you who have a simulacrum here can exchange clothes with them. Won't take too long.
Aww.
So does it look like me?
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry.
Sweet. I'll swap clothes and then spend some time studying it out of interest.
It even makes a few movements a bit like you, not exactly the same, but to the casual observer, it moves and has gestures like you, and even makes noises similar to the noises that you make that are involuntary and you do not realize that you do make.
Lashinara, another question. How long do they have to change? Because I'm pretty sure the Minervas are going to try getting...
The Minervas.
I mean, to be fair, the Minervas are like, I've never seen myself previously. This is quite interesting. Because
That's pretty much what I said.
She hasn't had a full body mirror, and she knows nothing of herself. So this might
She
be
has a
actually
top-down
fairly-
view.
this might actually be fairly informative, and also is interested to see if there's like damage to the simulacrum skull, because she can't really do that particularly well. So yeah, I will definitely check over the other Minerva to look for exterior signs of damage.
There doesn't seem to
especially
be
around
any.
the head.
And one thing that you do notice upon very close examination and examination of yourselves, and you are very familiar with yourselves, these bodies do not have the scratches and the scars and the nicks and just the wear and tear. For the most part, they're missing calluses that you have, etc. Under a good examination, it might be obvious that they are not you, or at least they are most likely not you. For example, the warriors should definitely have calloused hands, but these do not. They look to have just been, freshly made and not even broken in yet. They still have that new body smell.
I was going to say, you're saying the real ones are definitely floor stock?
Yeah.
Will they
They-
take basic commands?
Pardon?
Do they take basic commands?
Yeah. They respond as you would expect someone to normally respond, but it's like they have a much lower intelligence, and they very rarely make any kind of communicative sounds. It's more grunts and groans, etc.
So they're like
Wondering
Mark.
if they're actually willing to be on the meat bag themselves without us.
What's that, sorry?
I'm just wondering if they're willing to beat on the meat bag themselves rather than getting.
The meat bag isn't here.
I know when the meat bag turns up. That's what I'm.
They start beating on Shaquan.
Yeah. Quite's got some issues.
Lashinara says they should do it. It should be fine.
Oh, Sweet. I mean, that'll rough their knuckles up a bit, I guess.
Yeah.
So when you are fully dressed in the guard's gear, then I'll wake or Lashanara says, I'll wake the guards at the door, and we will leave Jaquan and the puppets. Don't look in their eyes. It can be disconcerting.
Too late. There was this hideous black empty pit of greed looking back at me from Hypatia's eyes. Mind you, the meat puppet has much, much nicer eyes.
Aw. Come on. Hypatia's got it going on, you know it.
Yep, and would sell me for organs.
Or she.
Lashanara will lead you out of the keep then, if you so choose to follow him. And
Sounds like a good plan.
Yeah, let's do that.
After waking up the guards, who look a bit confused, it's obvious to them that something has happened, and Lashanara will just say a few calm words. You have been obviously working far too hard. You collapsed under the fatigue. Thankfully, my men here caught you before you injured yourselves. I have seen what I need to see of the prisoners. As you can see, they are still muted, the terrible beasts that they are. I will return one more time, and then we will be done. They'll nod,
Brains.
shaking their head a little bit under the fact that they have collapsed and still a bit confused, but Lashanara's words seem to placate them enough. And then you can all leave the keep, heading to his residence.
Excellent. Smartly, I will not talk at all during this.
Yep.
Good idea. There is, at Lashanara's residence, a human cleric who you know, who...
Hey, it's Sean.
He was starting to look at all the trinkets and baubles and trying to work out how he could sell it all before he left the city, and you walk in, he's like, You can retrieve your gear from him and get into your whatever it is you normally would like to get into. However, Caradwin will not be able to retrieve the armor or coat, and Minerva will not be able to retrieve the armor of Lane, and Lenza will not be able to retrieve the longsword of Lane.
Obviously.
And you will also not have the rod of the prince. That has all been removed.
No surprises there.
Question, Grail.
Yes?
Should I log off to preserve the surprise of the rest of the story, because I assume the rest of this evening will be spent with them taking Meat Puppet Kruber on some kind of interesting weekend at Bernie's drink heist through the city before he actually turns up, and so I won't be needed for the rest of this.
I don't know. This group has thrown me for a few, thrown a few spanners before, but they might surprise me, and just go along with it, or I could just have Lashanara do it and take them out of the equation.
You could guess which one I'm looking for.
Weekend at Bernie's?
Oh yeah.
Lashanara's actually a closet necrophiliac, having his way with your
Closet?
simulacrum.
I was going to say, he's got a mansion. Why does he need a closet?
Yeah.
His closet has a king-size bed in it.
Yeah. Just like Michael Jackson.
Later that day, Lashanara will return, and he will do some jiggery-pokery and get you out of there. Basically, he will return, and he will have had the simulacrum stowed in an extra-dimensional space.
Ooh, I heard that's uncomfortable.
He will then give the command that 10 minutes after he leaves, these other simulacrum are to beat on the meat puppet Jaquan until they are ordered to stop by the guards.
We really want him to be dead.
That will give them plenty of time.
Okay.
The simulacrum are fairly strong, plus these guards will not react that quickly.
Lashinara and I are the only ones here, so I feel free that I can say this. I don't know. Like, you said the simulacrums are dumber than their counterparts, and that really concerns me for their ability to follow orders.
They have to stop when they are ordered to, because otherwise they will not stop.
I mean, not stopping sounds very much like the party. Regardless.
And if they do not stop, then the ruse will probably be discovered.
My life is literally in your hand. I will trust you.
Lashinara will then cast a spell upon you and render you invisible. It will not last long, so we need to leave quickly.
Don't punch anyone.
Very well, I was going to do my own weekend at Bernie's hijinks, but sure.
Alright.
Sounds good.
Eventually, you will all be at Lashinara's place. You can retrieve your gear as well, Jaquan.
Excellent. I will get that stuff back minus... Hang on. Where did this money go, Sean?
You look more powerful and experienced.
Well, I mean, you guys weren't going to use it. I've been locked up in jail and all, so I thought maybe I'd just improve myself and, be of better assets to you than the gold itself.
So what can you do now? Can you make a sandwich? Not can't make a
I
sandwich.
can cast one more Cure Wounds than I could before.
Nice.
May mean the difference between life and death for some of you.
Dude.
I think you mean death again. Interestingly, my soul appears to have some interesting stuff going on. You wouldn't have sights to souls.
If it can't be cured by Cure Light Wounds, probably not.
Well, to be fair, we haven't tried that.
I'm pretty sure you've been healed since then, but sure, give it a bell.
Everyone will be on full hit points too, by the way.
So we should try stabbing it out of him.
I mean, if he's dead, it's probably not going to work. No.
Quick, catch the soul while it's escaping.
Caradwin says, "I think I've lost the tool for this job."
I suspect I know what's required. When I'm more experienced, I should be able to help you with that, Jaquan.
Excellent. I mean, I'm not sure whether or not it's something that needs help, but it's only good to be knowing. I've always felt like there's a part of Mark still with me, and it turns out I was kind of right.
I wouldn't call it a good thing.
Oh, agreed. Definitely, probably a chaotic.
Lashinara will mosey around in his study. He is not able to be disturbed whilst he is doing that. The door is closed, and these are the doors that you were unable to open previously. He does not have an apprentice at the moment, or at least not one that he is willing to bring out in your presence.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
The bloodstains that were on the floor have been removed, and they were scrubbed quite clean by other servants. The rug that had been rolled up around the body of Jaril and stained heavily with his blood has been replaced with a new rug. It looks as though there has been no atrocities committed within this mansion. At least none other than against fashion and style.
How many people are around us at the moment?
The only people in this place are yourselves and Lashinara.
At the spot where Jaril was brutally murdered, I'm going to say, Minerva, isn't this where you didn't self-defend kill Jaril? The Elfin Prince.
Now, it's all said and done now. There's not much we can do about it.
Jaril was the mage.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, the Elven Prince.
Viridian.
That was in the wine cellar.
Yeah. Do I still have that?
I was defending Caradwin.
I brewed in the corner.
Ah, the memories.
That magic missile was legit magic missile.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good times. Good times.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
After a period of a while, you'll notice that the table will start to be set as if by magic. And
Ooh.
you will notice that there seems to be very faint silhouette not so much silhouettes, shapes in the air moving around. Vaguely humanoid, but mostly amorphous, and they are setting the table.
Ooh, magics.
Wow, so he's got some kind of magical tool.
Lashinara will come out of his room, which is the one down here. He'll come out and through these doors. A couple minutes after the table begins to be set, dinner will be served shortly, and then we can discuss what you will be doing next. And let me remove evidence of these murders, most foul.
Trust us, we've murdered kind of.
I don't know. I don't think we'd. You'd be fair if you didn't trust us. And yeah, yeah.
I think it's perfectly reasonable. Look, I don't trust us.
You have wisdom more than four.
Seeing how I acted when we actually did this,
So I don't have an icon for.
following the orders of a human, nonetheless.
I don't have a token for Sean here at the moment. It's not important unless you.
Yep.
I don't have one for Lashinara either, unless you are intending to try and murder Hobo Lashinara. In which case, I'll quickly jimmy one up.
Well, with all these magics he's presenting, he must have some good items.
Who are you, Garrett?
What you
Yeah, I was going to say that took a turn from where I was expecting.
From what you see of him, he doesn't seem to carry a lot of magic items. None that are very obvious. He seems to be mostly low key, though he does have considerable power. It's most obvious. He will come over to the table.
Full disclosure, if you guys do try to attack him, I will fight on his side.
That's fair.
Are you trying to get us to do that?
Round 2, fight! Lashinara will sit down. He'll pick up a piece of bread, break off some cheese, eat, look you over. I'm still most distressed with the turn of events that has led us to this position.
I was going to say,
Well, I can't speak for the rest of my party, but I am too.
Beaten to death.
As am I.
A good elf, a good man, and his companion were slain in this very building. War is approaching, and though he looks at Minerva, claim innocence, I am sure that you are not. At the very least,
behind Minerva and
Yeah, I didn't say it wasn't unfortunate.
and air quote above her head. Innocence.
At the very least, you sought entrance into my place, and
True.
as a result of that, there were deaths. So, to try to rectify this situation, or at the very least find more information about what is happening. As I mentioned, there is a dark, malignant force trying to move the elves of Shulshanek inexorably towards a war that they cannot win, but one that will probably destroy what infrastructure is within the valley, and who knows what will be left afterwards. All will suffer greatly from it. I would like to stop that war.
And I assume you have a job for us then, considering that you probably any reasonable person would have just let us hang for the murder of a friend.
Yes.
Don't call him unreasonable.
I am going to ask you to do something which is probably the most dangerous task that you have been set so far. That you have not faced an encounter or a danger such as this.
Maybe.
I'm going to ask you to apprehend the ogre who paid you. He is a loose end. He is obviously involved in the conspiracy, and I would know what he knows.
Sounds very reasonable. Do you have any idea where he may live, or be at least?
I believe I do. I believe that I have found information as to where he is currently residing. I have things that I must attend to. I will be at the execution, as I am also invested in that. You will need to sign those confessions, as I mentioned. It will be critical to moving forward. And he looks at Minerva again. Whether you agree to it or not, you will sign it because the deaths were committed by you in this house and you were not invited. And then it will move on. If you do not sign the confessions, there will be a trial.
I'm signing my confession.
With signing.
I just need a question answered, Lashanara.
Of course.
Obviously, we're going to help you and try and track down this ogre. I just wish we'd asked last time, which two nations will we be driving to war in this particular instance?
Well, Shulshanek is obviously at the forefront, but in this instance, we are trying to avoid it. We are trying to avoid any conflict. Now, I do not...
That's out of our usual wheelhouse. We'll try.
Of course, I do not think that we can avoid this war, honestly, from what information that I had gleaned when I was out of the city, especially since things moved ahead so dramatically and so fast. If Varda was here and she saw you and she was witness to what happened and she left and headed back to Shulshanek, you can be assured that she will be stoking the fire. Not because she necessarily wants a war, but because she is a loyal soldier, and she holds her position very, very highly.
And would she be able to say magically track us? Pass that on.
She's not a mage.
She is a mage.
she'll just kill
someone.
us.
She is a mage. She is a member of the Raptors, and all of them are magic users, and some of them are quite powerful. And Varda is their head.
Good times.
They're elves. Ooh.
Alright.
Varda, if Varda comes for you, then I will pity you. But she is not beyond the capacity to be defeated. She is smart, she is cunning, and she is very evil. She will strike from a distance. She is not a coward, but she is not dumb. So be mindful, and I suggest that you do not ever move about individually, at least in locations where you think she may be.
Is there anything you could do to disguise us magically?
Anything that I do will not last very long. The advantage, however, is that the majority of people in this city that even have had interactions with you will not necessarily identify you straight away, especially if rumor goes out that you did hang. One of the advantages is that things that happen generally hold great sway. So if you do hang, which is the importance of the simulacrum, then the general populace will know that you hung. You could walk up to them and speak to them and they will not identify you because they will not put it to it that you are in fact alive. Some may be more aware, the more intelligent may know this, so for a while it would probably be best to hang or be a little bit covert.
Too soon.
Not soon enough.
Does anybody
hang
know how
quietly.
does anybody know how to give a good haircut or dye hair?
Indeed.
Shouldn't Lent say you're a rogue, aren't you?
Yeah. It was a joke. We're both thieves.
Yeah.
Are you a thief, though? I thought you were a bad magic user.
I am a bad magic user.
Yeah. The bad in every way. I mean, I was planning on getting basically getting a haircut, yes, and doing a few other things to change my appearance. I can probably give you some pointers if you wish.
Lashinara will lay across the table after he has a few more mouthfuls of food a large, reasonably detailed map of the valley.
That was not going where I thought it was when you said he lays across the table.
Yeah, it's like, here we go.
Okay.
Now I
did
need
not
one
sign
last
up
thing
for
out of
this.
you.
Yeah.
Jeez, really, guys?
Hey,
Well, he has
I'm
given us a
confused
bunch of
as to
help.
exactly
You never
what
know.
like, you have eaten my magical food. Ah, dude.
So does he know where the
what you
ogre is, or does he have something that'll allow us to track
I believe that I know where he is, but I am not absolutely certain, but I am reasonably sure. I have kept an eye on some ogres within the valley over the years, and I believe that this one is the one that was involved with the conspiracy, or at least is involved in the conspiracy. Whether more of them are or not, I am not
Slaughter
sure.
Scar.
No, not the Slaughter Scar.
That was me.
Oh, okay.
I made sure that my pig was the same color as Grail's.
Nice. Nice.
So is he the orange dot on the map?
No, I don't know what that dot is. Someone else put that there at some stage.
Okay.
Where's the orange dot?
Right
That's
in the middle.
that's where we buried all
Yeah.
our
Oh, right.
Okay.
To the west of the city is the small settlement of Krokar.
Oh, excellent.
Krokar is a predominantly a dwarven settlement.
Yeah. We want to go there to get a gem cut.
Yeah, well, I suppose we're only going to be there a short time.
Gohee.
Oi, none of that.
It is only a small settlement of perhaps only 800 or so residents.
It sounds of little consequence.
Jesus.
Nogrum just ignores the comment.
The majority of the residents live underground, dwarves and some gnomes. There are only a handful of buildings above. Most of them are trading or taverns and hostels. I think there are 2 taverns and 3 hostels for traders and travellers. Not that they get many out there. But there are a number of mines. The residents of Krokar make their living in the mines below ground. Just to the north there is an old mine that I believe has been abandoned, and it has been occupied by the ogre.
Can ogres change into any shape they want, or will this ogre be likely to turn into the same human visage as the one that we've seen him in previously?
They often have an affinity for a single person, at least one that they are
Is like
portraying. If they are playing a long con, they may have multiple, but generally they will have an affinity with one. Now, they can change shape into any humanoid creature.
Okay. Is there a good way of like
Is there a
picking
tell?
them out? Is there something they don't like? Can we like, throw sand at them and that makes them do something weird, or do they hate pine nuts?
They have to count all the grades? Is that what you're
Yeah,
thinking?
I don't know. It could be anything. Minerva's been alive for like 2 months. Come on.
The ogres have very few tells. They are masters of manipulation, masters of black magic, and masters of shape changing. But
Now, I'm not saying we've made mistakes in who we've killed before, but it feels like if this person
Murdered. who
anybody,
we've murdered before.
if this person could be anybody, it seems like it would be highly possible for us to get it wrong.
Yes, but as I was about to say,
Ooh.
there are a few tells, I guess. They are generally, even though they can change their shape, their mass is difficult for them to disguise. If they are
So, even if he's human, he's going to be thick.
well, he will be heavy. He will leave larger and deeper footprints in the ground.
Ah, no wonder he's hiding in a dwarven settlement. Those guys are fat.
The other thing
Hardy.
The other thing to be mindful of is that many of them have a particular odor. Not all are the same, but they do not necessarily smell right. It is difficult to determine it because quite often they are in areas populated by other smells that are quite strong and rancid, such as cities. But it's possible that you might be able to determine. I believe this one has a smell of rotting vegetables.
That's excellent. I have an excellent sense of smell. This could work out for us. That is good to know. Smells of
Excellent.
rotting vegetables. I should be able to detect that.
Nodgrim, serious question for you.
No.
How much fermenting of vegetables does your people normally do?
What do you mean, you people?
We'll ferment anything.
I'm being
Circumstances.
I am
Oi,
calling
run!
people.
You mean the makers of fine spirits? Yes, we'll ferment almost anything into fine spirits.
Not just for alcoholic, do you pickle and chutney many things?
Oh yes, we use our fermenting for all kinds of purposes.
We're going to murder a lot of the wrong people.
What I would suggest doing is going to Krokar and finding a guide to take you to the caves or the mines above. The old abandoned mine is known by the fact that it has a very salty, very clear, small lake within the middle. A spring, more likely than a lake. So ask for the mine of the salt spring, or words to that effect. You should be able to find it. It is known.
You wrote that down, right, Hypatia?
I wrote it down.
Ah, excellent.
As did I, unbelievably enough.
No, I'd believe that.
I've written down Ogre smells of rotting veg in mine to the north, salty clear spring in the mine.
If you can somehow manage to get the ogre into captivity, and I will give you an item by which you may be able to bind him, then
Define
will
bind.
stop him from changing shape and stop him from killing you.
Will we still have to physically restrain the ogre or render him powerless?
Either or. The item
Excellent.
itself will not bind him unless you have managed to get it on him, which will be difficult.
It's alright, we have a couple of bad thieves who may be able to place it on.
Are ogres immune to any type of magic or anything like that?
They are
or
naturally
they
resistant.
Ooh, bummer.
They are also incredibly strong and not to be underestimated. Even though in their natural form they are large, bloated, hideous creatures, they move with surprising alacrity.
So would it be worth it as noobs that we are to actually cast spells at him, or should we?
He has a
go
natural
for other
resistance, but he is not immune.
methods? He's not immune. Okay, cool. Good.
Some spells, though, he may not be able to be targeted by. What are you planning to cast against him?
I was thinking hold person.
I was thinking sleep, says Kerwin.
Sleep will not affect him. The
Uh-huh.
whole person spell I am not so sure of. He is, as all ogres are, a giant. I do not know if the whole person will affect him.
If I had a spell book that had a magic missile in it, would you be able to teach it to me? Like, could you help me transcribe it into my spellbook?
In time, yes, but that time is not here. It's not not something we have available to us.
Any monster of greater size than an ogre are unaffected. Woohoo!
That's going by the normal rules of the book. And this is not a normal Labyrinth Lord Ogre.
Uh-huh.
I use my own monsters.
It's an ogre mage.
Because ogres are not spellcasters or shapeshifters in normal.
Unless they're
normal
ogre mages.
Shh.
I mean,
But are ogre mages taller than an ogre?
What's an ogre mage?
is anybody else hearing weird voices?
What's an ogre mage?
Mark, is that you?
What's an ogre mage?
Anywhere he wants to?
Would light work on him?
Quite likely.
Quite likely. Excellent. Okay, that's what.
I feel like that's going to be the least of our problems.
All right, you've been very helpful.
Now,
Yeah.
but before we do anything else, do we have our equipment back?
Yes.
Like, because we walked in with a lot of our weapons and stuff on us.
I did say that you have your gear
Yeah.
back.
The only things we lost were
The elves
The
stuff.
prince's stuff.
elf stuff.
So you lost.
Did we not bury them outside the city, or?
Yeah, but didn't we?
Did
Or
you
did we
bury? I
just-
can't remember. Did you bury it or did you give it to?
I thought we buried
I
it.
thought
Oh.
you buried
Buried it
That
was the
was what
discussion,
the
which
thought
was
was.
why there was that.
Yep.
That dot on the thing.
Oh, if you
Yeah.
buried it, then you can retrieve it at some stage. Then yes, and you can still have it then.
Of course, then we'll still look like the murder hobos, but you know, whatever.
I feel
The
like we're
hung
going to
murder
look like
hobos.
murder.
I mean, okay. For the clothes, yes.
Sorry, I'll
I feel
be
that
back in a minute.
we
I'm
could probably
gonna
change
fly
a
the
bit, so
cat.
not
So
to be
you're
so
gonna
bloody
go-
obvious.
You're gonna get there before Caradwin gets there. Quickly dig up the cloak, throw it away,
Yes.
get back the other items. Quickly scuff up the beautiful marking on his breastplate. Yeah, sure. Seems fair.
Why not?
Get rid of the upholstery.
Are we
Again,
going there before or after?
I
Krakar?
was more concerned about the weapons rather than the
If
clothes.
it's any consolation, Caradwin could probably get easily distracted by a shiny coin on the side of the road, allowing you to dig it up and do exactly that.
Yeah. we'll just leave him to guard while we dig it up, because I'm sure he doesn't want to have anything to do with like the work of digging it up anyway. As a side note, do you know how many hit points? Never mind. I'll leave him a message. In his bio, maybe.
What are you doing?
I just want to leave Caradwin a message because he's missing something on his character sheet that I don't know what it is.
Okay.
That's okay.
What's he missing? I might be able to find it.
He hasn't written down the hit points of his friend.
He has friends.
He does. He has a friend.
Keeps
Yes,
it in his pocket for when he's lonely.
He has not either, no.
And that is pretty relevant. But
It could
whatever.
very well be.
Speaking of a shiny coin in the side of the road, did you hear about the guy in Australia who was walking his dog, saw something shiny on the
Oh.
side of the road, picked it up, and it was a chunk of gold worth $35,000? Just natural.
Never mind. He has written it down. I just didn't see it. I'll include it. In
How?
It was just natural. It was just lying. It had gotten turned up by something, and it was lying on the side of the road. And he just saw it,
It
shiny,
happens.
and he picked it up.
Most of
And
the
it was like 635 grams, which equates to about 35
most of the famous gold nuggets are found in that way. People just coming across them.
What a great walk.
Anyway, are you going to go and retrieve the items from the orange dot first? It will be a bit more awkward because it's on the other side of the river, which means you'll have to exit the city, then enter the city.
Yeah, that's... Do we want to do that? Maybe we could just send Sean to get them.
Sure. Well, it'll take an extra day there and back, and that's if he absolutely mad hops it as well. So
Do we want to do that, or shall we just come back for them later? Guys, vote.
We're putting Sean at risk by sending him out by himself.
That's also true. I still say we vote.
It'll be less noticeable if we collect them later.
I vote later.
Okay. Okay.
I vote
that's
later
one
as
vote
well.
for later. One vote for later holds it. Oh, 2 votes for later. Later. There we go.
Sorry, I missed all this.
Oh,
What
we were
was
deciding
happening?
whether we go pick up the gear now or whether we pick it up later. Because if we go out the gates on the other side of the town, we can't skirt the town again. We've got to walk back in.
I mean, we can just go around, like through Don Duran and Lumar Keep if we have to.
That's going to take a long time.
Yeah, I'd rather.
So
I don't want to move any more through any more checkpoints than we absolutely need to.
that might be like 5 extra days.
Yeah. I vote later. That seems most sensible.
How good at swimming are we?
Well, I was saying
With or without armor.
we can just
Yeah, dwarf
send,
and male.
we can just send Sean by himself, and he can walk in and out easily.
Yep.
Then it's only going to take like an extra day, but we've still got to send him by himself then, and
No, there's no point.
yeah.
We'll worry about it later.
Okay, cool. So
Alright.
to Kruger.
Sure. Lashinara will, before you go, hand you 2 small phials of liquid. These are healing potions, just in case.
How strong healing potions?
Thanks a lot.
Just basic healing potions.
Okay.
This
Someone
seems
other than
necessary
Sean and I
considering
should take
everything
them.
you've done.
I was going to say I'll grab one because I am usually not getting hit and can move pretty fast, so I can get people who need it.
And he will also hand you a ribbon, which is
A binder?
made of a white silk with some runes written on it, some sigils.
This is for binding it?
This
I
will
take it?
bind his wrists, both of them together, with
Do
this.
you want to put that down, Hypatia? Since you're most likely to bind him, I guess.
Well, I feel actually realistically, what we'll have is someone try to restrain him and then bind him. Or at least, I mean, if we knock him unconscious, then it'll be fine. But like, if we have to do it in the heat of battle,
yeah.
better not have the strong people.
Well, then, do you want to give it to Caerdwyn or you? Like, if you want to give it to the non-fighter types, I guess. Oh well, Caerdwyn's sort of a fighter, I guess. So do you want to
They're
have
just a magic. Well, I mean, they're elf, so yes, but also they're mainly a magic user. But I guess that means they won't be doing much with their stuff.
Yeah.
It depends on who do we think won't be. We'll have free hands.
Well,
Well, who's going to be next to him, basically? So it's probably not going to be one of the magic users.
Caerdwyn will have free hands because Caerdwyn only uses one weapon.
She uses a sickle or she uses a chakram.
Yeah, exactly. So
generally.
she's got a free hand always.
She also has. Did you guys bury the scepter of the sylphs, or did?
No, that's with us.
Okay, so if that's with you,
Sean had it, I think.
if that is with you, then in the interim, Lashinara can identify that for you.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, that'd be really nice.
Could Lashinara have a look at this crystal rod that I have?
He can have a quick look, but casting identify takes a long time.
Oh, never mind then. That's fine.
He's like, that's a used glass dildo.
Oh, man.
Used to belong
was
to a dwarf
written
named
hard.
used to belong to a dwarf named Magnus.
God. Is that what they mean by I'm completely shattered?
God.
Right.
I think we should identify cast on the scepter because that's kind of like the important.
Alright, so
Okay.
where was it? Items. Scepter of the Sylphs. Going blind as a bat here. Have I moved it? I think I have. I put it down in Caerdwyn. Scepter of the Sylphs. Alright. I will. Alright. Leshnara will cast a spell. Takes him some time. You are free to stay in his house tonight and then leave on the morrow. Whilst it'll take him the majority of the night to identify it. After, and you can stay up, make your plans, whatever you want to do. There's not much room in his abode, and you'll have to stay in the murder rooms. He will, after identifying it, come out, and his eyes will be wide, and there will be a gif, and...
It took
He's
me
like-
way too long to get that, I'm sorry, to find it.
So, his eyes will be wide, and he will gingerly hand it back to you. This is an item of immeasurable power.
Ooh.
Okay.
Where did
What
you
does
get
it
it?
do?
In the
We tell them about the witch.
Do we know?
Okay, sure, why not? He knows we make bad choices.
Yeah, this
I feel
really
like-
reinforces his opinion of but
I feel like what we did there was a good choice, aka not being murdered by the witch.
and more importantly, we tell him about that dagger that we exchanged it for, and how we got that, and how it led to the untimely death of one of our former comrades. I'm sure he'll be interested.
Just,
Oh,
okay, first of
a
all,
long story.
I'll explain what this scepter is, and then I'll talk to you at length about what those entities were that you were dealing with, at least what I understand of them. This is an artifact of great power. Anyone who binds themselves to it is able to cast spells as though they were a druid of equal level.
Ooh.
However,
Equal to their level.
to their level. However, the power of the rod is bound to the she, to those who made it, and mortals wielding that power will slowly drain, or rapidly, depending upon the power of the magic that you wield through it, will drain away.
So they're draining away the magic from the staff, or
No,
their own essence?
their own essence. Effectively, every spell that you cast will drain hit points equal to the level of the spell. It is a permanent drain.
Ooh.
Elves suffer 1 point less, and dwarves and half-orcs will suffer 1 point more.
Cool.
All in favour of Nodgrim using the staff.
No.
All in favour of Codan using its stuff?
I mean,
Well, if it's powerful.
Does that mean
Lenza will definitely be interested.
What is it? Oh, yeah, it does the druid thing. Yeah, it's pretty good.
That would...
But
Lancer is-
Caradon would also be probably very interested, and regardless, because Caradon.
Yeah.
What level is Lancer at the moment? 3rd or 4th?
I am level 3. I can
Level
go up to
3.
level 4, I believe.
Alright, so you would be using it as a 3rd level druid, and Caradon would be using it as a 2nd level druid. A 3rd level druid has spell slots of 3 first, 2 second, 1 third. Druids get spells very quickly.
That's good.
And because and mainly because I'm never going to be anywhere near a frontline fighter. I can kind of afford to lose the health, but
Well,
also yeah.
Well, also, if one of us dies, they can rejoin the party as the character named Baatari, who
sorry?
is an elf.
Just to understand this a little bit more, if you cast the weakest spell and you're an elf, does that mean that you're undamaged by it?
Correct.
Okay, so it's still very useful for Lenza to have, even if you're not casting the more powerful spells.
Alright, so I have updated the Scepter's details with the GM notes.
Thank you.
They are in the regular notes. I will edit that to put that in... So it's in all players' journals at the moment. It is currently in Caradwin's
Individual handout.
individual handouts. So you can see the notes there.
Where is it located in the group handout?
It's not. I moved it accidentally. It seems from.
Yeah, it's in Caradon.
So it's in
Well, it means
Caradwin's
you can
individuals.
cast Cure Light Wounds. That's great.
Cool.
Is there a spell spells? Yes.
Just be mindful, says Lashanara, that this is an item of the She, and they do not take kindly to trespass.
Do you happen to know anybody who knows She? And perhaps what they do with souls after death?
I beg your pardon, you broke up a bit there.
No, my cat's. No, my wife's cat's being irritating. Does he know anyone who's a specialty on. Has a special knowledge of the She and perhaps what they do with souls after death?
I do not believe they have souls.
Once again, existence is pain.
However, I am not 100% certain with that. Let us talk about those entities that you encountered.
Okay.
Describe for me the dagger, if you will.
So, it didn't have a haft, it just had a leather binding. It had runes, which started glowing, which were when they were... One of them started glowing.
Mainly when we were killing stuff.
Was
Yeah,
there
If
a
that's how
name?
Harold described
Was there a name that you knew it by?
What did the witch call it?
Yeah. The dagger of was the blade of Dolmath. One rune was activated by us.
Yep.
Lashanara will turn, and he'll head back into his study, and he'll move pretty reasonably, at a pretty reasonable clip.
this?
And
But
he'll
He's good
return.
with
He'll
himself.
return with a book, and he'll sit down. He'll start flicking through the pages,
Ooh.
and
Fun opinion.
and no, this is a historical archive, and he'll start flicking through it. Blade of Dolmath, Blade of Dolmath. The name is familiar, but only vaguely.
Sorry.
And then the blade, if it's, and he'll show a rough sketch in the book, which is quite similar to the mysterious dagger that you did have. Is it, or does it look like this one?
Pretty much.
It has no name. It is an ancient item which was created from the tears of a god by one of their high priests. It is a sacrificial dagger. It has no benefits otherwise. Only when you murder an innocent, a helpless victim. They don't have to be innocent, though innocents normally felt the bite of its blade.
Right. So someone, if we put them like to sleep,
would power it. When all the runes were lit, it granted the power, the greatest magics available. You could wish for anything that you wanted, supposedly.
Okay.
Right. That explains why that witch wanted it.
Which is another thing that I am concerned about. There has been rumours, long-held rumours within this valley, that there has, or was, or is, a group of semi-divine entities, demons if you will, powerful demons, and that they have long held that something is buried within this valley. It is their presence that the Obelisks exists for.
To keep them in check?
Yes. Have you at any stage found destroyed obelisks near where you found these creatures?
Yes.
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 And in fact, we're carrying some shards of an obelisk that we found destroyed.
Then it is my belief that these may be bound into what is happening at Shulshanek, and they may in fact be the malignant force driving the war. How many did you find, and what were they? I don't know much about them, but I am eager to learn. And if you are going to find some information out by going to Krokar, I will investigate what I know here and what I can find in the repositories of information that do remain within this valley.
So
I only met the witch, so
yeah, so I believe the first one we met them all in Kirkle Ridge, did we not?
Yes.
Us the party members.
yeah.
I think that was where we encountered all of the weird stuff with the esoteric. How do you pronounce that?
Esoteric?
Esoteric.
Yes. So we stumbled into a cave,
Yeah.
and we went through some sort of portal to somewhere, and that's where and we found and we encountered this apparent human called the Warlock. Through some essentially telling what transpired. So basically, we tried to randomly stop a ritual. We killed some of his undead servitors. We talked about the servitors actually. That might be interest to him.
They all seem to have them.
Yes. They all seem to have them. They were non-combatant undead, and they found and we basically killed, Dole, Dole, which seems to be some sort of more, I suppose, he seemed sentient, but maybe he's some sort of construct. Who knows? Considering we
asked him
encountered one.
about Dol the Helper.
Yeah, because there was also Dole, the other jerk, who killed our comrade, and we.
Dole, the other jerk.
And he indeed met the business end of my halberd, which I'm.
Please, Dol the other jerk was my father.
And we killed the warlock, and after he gave us an option to try and resurrect our fallen comrade. Of course, he turned him into a zombie, which is it wasn't the deal we were looking for, and this is possibly how our friend Jaquan here has some extra soul in him. I'm not exactly sure how that happened. It happened with some sort of runic circle thing of which had magics well beyond my comprehension.
Basically, I wished Mark was brought back, and this person, did we have a handout on him?
There's a picture of him.
Yep. Named? I'm just looking at
The warlock.
The warlock. Thank you. That he, from the tales I was told, there were so many of them, more than 1,000, not much more, maybe one more, but more than 1,000 tales. Gave me exactly what I asked for, but not what I wanted, with Mark's living body return. That, Grail, you're the MVP for the session.
Yep.
I think everybody agrees you deserve the extra XP for that.
Yep.
Thanks.
So a quick question: with this scepter, you said we can cast as if we were the same level of druid.
Correct.
Do we innately know what druid spells we can cast, or would we have to actually find someone who could explain how druids work, since we don't have one in the party?
No, when you bind yourself to the item, which will take a small period of time, you can then each morning prepare druid spells as though you were a druid of equal level.
Cool.
And druids prepare spells in the same way as clerics do. They just choose from that list.
Cool. So Lenza is now very, very interested in doing this, mainly because of two reasons. One, it means that she can cast Pass Without Trace on herself.
Yeah.
And also Shillelagh is really good.
Yeah,
because Shillelagh.
Yeah.
I feel Lens
And
is
Cure Light
missing
Wounds.
my favourite.
Yes, I can also cast Cure Light Wounds.
Animal
Cure Light Wounds.
Companion.
Cure Light Wounds is
Animal
a second level
companion.
spell for druids.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that a house rule?
No, so it's book
It's-
2.
Yep.
Page 41, the Druid spell list starts.
Yes, Cure Light Wounds, reversible, level 1, duration, permanent, range, touch. This
Page-
spell is identical to the cleric
Page-
spell, the same name.
Is it? Because on page 83 it has the spell list.
Mm.
And
I'm
Page 43.
just looking. I'm on page 43. I'm looking under the list of druid spells, and it says it's
Yeah.
a
Yeah,
first
that's
level
where I've
spell.
looked it up as well.
And it says
Yeah,
it's
so there is a
identical to the cleric
discrepancy.
That's
spell.
weird.
it's a second level spell for druids.
Cool. No worries.
So the GM says, so it is written.
The spell list on page 83 is the one that you'll go by for.
one do I go for? Yep. No worries.
Yep.
That's fine.
But we can agree
that's
Animal
51, so-
Companion is a first level spell, right?
Correct. The
So
12,
we can
the 12
summon
first
an
level,
infinite amount of squirrels to set off traps for
not
us.
infinite.
That's
Not
not how
infinite.
animal.
No, obviously only 3 per day. Sorry, 3 castings, which is 6 hit dice worth of squirrels, which is a lot of squirrels.
Yes.
Yep.
It's a lot of squirrels.
But again, we have 2 clerics. That's not a big deal. But still, yeah. So unless I guess we'll wait for Kieran to actually be here. But it gives me a bit more of utility, which is nice. Because currently my thing is in combat I shoot things and that's it.
And you roll fat criticals when you're not actually here.
Yeah, exactly. I do.
Party vote on binding it to your account. All in favour? I am.
I didn't know about that.
No, like, if Carradine wants it.
Oh, Carradine.
Also, personally, I feel like just on a hunch, I feel like Croydon may just kill themselves using it.
Yeah. No, I think Lensa should have it.
Yeah. As music would be as a wisdom for a person kill themselves through casting.
Look, Carradine wasn't here last week and isn't here this week, so who's she to argue? But ultimately it's your decision.
I vote Lensa.
It's also funnier if Craig doesn't get it.
Well, we've maintained he didn't lose any more of his gear.
So what you're saying is you want to spend the rest of the session playing...
You broke up then, sorry.
Yeah, you broke up there. Sorry.
Sorry. So you want to spend the rest of the session playing Weekend at Carradwin's?
See, the other advantage is that if Lenza has it, she can cast Call Lightning.
Yes, which is a level 3 spell, but it's pretty cool.
It will cost her
I think Lenza should
2
have
permanent hit points, but
In a pinch, it may be useful.
You've also got access to Fairy Fire
Yes.
and Detect Magic.
There's a
This
lot of
spell
there's
book,
a lot-
is
there's
it
a lot of-
magical? Oh.
There's a lot of good first level ones that I can use. I mean, for free is not quite how it works, but like essentially, mechanically for free.
I could have sworn that like first edition had vampiric touch in it, but it doesn't seem to. Sadness.
This isn't first ed though.
Yeah, true.
no. And it may have been in a other book. It might have been, for example, in
Yeah.
Unearthed Arcana.
It must have been. Oh well.
Hey, remember when we were all really cold and suffering in that cave as the torrential rain was coming down?
Yeah, that's
Produce flame
Oh,
would
wait,
have been
I was
sweet
not
then.
Oh,
I mean, when that happened, Lenza was the one outside finding bloody wood for you all. So
Exactly.
that's why in Minerva's note it has Lenza is useful. and
well, thank you. I feel so.
Lenza seems capable and good in woods.
You'll have a paragraph. You'll have a paragraph in her memoirs when she writes them.
And you realise, Grail, this is going to end up with 2 lots of Animal Companion and 1 lot of Speak to Animal, which is you getting to say it as many different squirrel voices as you like. Please stop sending us to our deaths. We've done nothing to you.
I think Animal Companion doesn't work the way you think it does.
Oh, I'm sure it doesn't. You've got to train them to do things, and
Yes.
who wants to spend that long training them to run down hallways to die?
Guys, I'm going to need a couple
Minerva?
weeks here to get my squirrels on board.
But when I'm ready to go, Operation Squirrel.
Oh, no, that's my new favourite euphemism. Guys, I'm going to need a couple of weeks to get my squirrels on board.
Okay.
All right.
So
Anyway,
So Lashonara is a bit concerned about everything that you have told him.
Yes.
Wise.
He will
Understand.
investigate what he can and try to find some information about it. Doesn't like where it's potentially pointing, but he is, you know, when all's said and done, happy to have the information and know what might be arrayed against everybody.
We're glad we could be of assistance.
When he has a quick look at your crystal star rod, that may have once been used by a dwarf named Magnus.
I've cast mending on it 17 times.
He will look at it, and it has residual magic in it, I can see that. What magic it may have when put back together, I am not entirely certain. It seems to me to be more of a focus than an item itself, so you might find that it may help you either to cast or to memorize spells, perhaps.
Ah,
Interesting.
To use it, you just insert it up your ass.
Only if you're a dwarf. That's why there are so few dwarven wizards.
It's an awkward style of magic.
Helps them keep their balance.
I knew he was a wizard. He was walking funny.
it's really hard to get the plate armor crafted.
Oh, God. Anyway, you sent out. You weren't going to send out Sean, so you were waiting. On the next day,
I'm scared.
are we going to go to the next day, or is we going to let Nodgrim make some more insertion jokes?
I guess the only other thing is, do we want to make an effort to like change our appearance before we leave town, or do we want to do it later?
Wear each other's armor.
That's gonna be awkward for everyone else who's not me.
All the guys are growing goatees, and everyone's parting their hair on the reverse side. It's a foolproof plan.
I just pull my cloak down further.
I thought it was already pretty much on the ground.
Personally, Lenza would like to get a haircut because, again, her hair is quite long and flowy.
Sure.
So that's an easy way of changing my appearance.
Not a problem. Lashinara has a pair of scissors. He can give it to you, and you can hack your own hair.
Oh, can I do it?
I feel like you would do a worse job than me trying to do it to myself.
I just want to give you a classic Storm mohawk.
No.
Oh,
It would look amazing.
Punk would definitely make you look different.
No.
Oops, I slipped a nose pierced you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
most people cut their own hair. It's fine.
I feel like I'd be not too bad at it, so yeah, I'll just do it. Do I have to roll for this?
Yes. He asked. That's asking for it.
I
Fine.
can't imagine.
Roll a one. Roll a one.
How do we normally get our hair cut? Surely we do it ourselves.
Yeah, it's, you know...
You get the bowl.
There would be barbers in towns.
This isn't a place of high fashion. It's, you know, on the edge of the wilds. But, you know, if you want to roll for it, feel free. It's
Sure, why
to
not?
be amusing.
Randomness is fun. What am I rolling? A d20?
that'll do. Sure. Highs.
Plus my
lows.
dex,
Yeah, sure. Why not?
which is a +2.
Why not?
Cool. Hey, there we
Hey,
go.
that's pretty good.
You are
The first barber was born.
you are on fire.
Damn, can I want to look like that?
Yeah, I really like that undercut. That is nifty. Now, if only you could get some of those blue highlights.
Cool. I'm surprised that worked as well as it did. Does anyone else want me to cut your hair? Because apparently I'm really good at this.
Sure,
Yeah.
why not?
What could go wrong?
Suddenly, new profession. Barber.
Yeah, I was going to say only because it gives you a chance to develop this as a background.
I stopped being an adventurer because it turned out I was much better at cutting hair.
Although there was less loot.
Yeah.
Does anyone want anything in the city in the morning before you do anything rash?
We need rations.
Lashinara can have a
Sean bought a whole
person-
bunch of that.
a person
Oh,
sent
he
out
did.
to get it, or you can send Sean out as a
I,
person
I,
to
I
get
believe
it.
Sean already did buy because I've already taken that into account. I believe he bought, I think, a packet of arrow, like what packet? What's the word? A quiver of arrows for each of the, ranged people. So I think that was 3 because it's me, Sean himself, and who else uses a bow?
Me.
Me. So I think we have, I think it's a 20 in a quiver, correct?
Yes.
So we have 20 plus whatever arrows we had previously. And he also bought some rations. I'm not sure how much he did. Does anyone recall how much he bought?
No.
Well, he's got
Does he-
30 gold worth of stuff.
Yeah, it was 30 gold. So how much do
That's a lot of Russians.
Trail
Quivers.
rations cost 5 silver, I believe. And fresh rations are 2.
Yes,
that
I
right?
believe so.
how much do the bundles of arrows cost?
They were, was it 5 gold for 20? Or let me just check.
Wow.
Let
Yeah,
me
that'll be
check.
Expensive.
Hold on, where's our equipment list?
Let me check on there. 5 gold for 20. Takes a while to make arrows. A lot of work involved as a Fletcher. That's why
Yep.
you want to be a Fletcher.
If
Cool.
you
So that
follow
means
the
15
road
gold for
to-
arrows, and then just for rations, I guess he bought everything else. Unless he bought any, did he? He didn't mention that he bought anything other specific, did he?
No.
So 30
He stayed
rations.
well away
That's a
from
lot.
wherever Nodgrim goes shopping.
I assume, by the way, that's what your new haircut looks like, given I was talking undercut.
I mean, I was just going to go short everywhere rather than make myself stand out.
With the new
Yeah.
head tattoo?
Yeah.
No, that was already there. What are you talking about?
Cool.
You guys just didn't see it because my head was shaved.
Okay, cool. So in that case, he also so that two trail rations per gold. So that's 30 trail rations. I guess if he split up with them. I don't know. How do you want to go about this? I'm mainly asking you, Grail.
Stronger people carry this. We got donkeys.
You go have 2 donkeys.
Yep, cool.
If you follow the road to Krokar, it's about 72 miles.
I thought one of the donkeys was full of spots.
It'll take you about 4 days to get to Krokar.
Damn. We are slow.
Alright, so 8 days round
I
trip.
blame Nodgrim.
Oh.
For us being slow, that's fair.
Okay.
Okay, so in that case, we have 4 more rations each, and then 2 left over. How many rations does everyone have currently?
I have 4.
I think I used up all my rations.
Yeah, I used all mine. That's why I needed to get some new ones.
Cool. So in that case, everyone gets 4, and then the people who don't have any get 1, I guess. Who doesn't have any?
Me.
I had 2, so...
Well, I mean, we should buy some fresh rations anyway. They're a lot cheaper. And
Well, yeah, we can do that afterwards, but we have all these rations. We'll split them up between us.
Yep, good.
Yep.
So that's full preserved ration.
Sean hasn't. This is the preserved ones, yeah.
Okay.
Sean has
Trail
one.
rations. Yeah.
I have a message from Henry. Am I dead yet?
No.
I feel like yes.
Well, the correct answer is yes, just to cause anxiety. Or say almost, or maybe. It might be about to happen.
Technically,
It's
in
funny.
the answer.
Technically.
It's funnier
Actually-
when you do that to Craig.
Because Sean doesn't have any rations, he probably just get the 2 to spare for himself because you went out and bought them. So that'll be much simpler. You can go out and buy some fresh ones for our trip out now.
So also given as well that the one thing that Craig asked was, don't give away any more of my shit. He's going to spit chips when he finds out that he doesn't have the scepter anymore and Lenza has it.
I mean,
To be fair, he technically never had that because he was not here when we gave it to him.
I know, but that was to replace the dagger which he did have. And when he finds out what the dagger did, he's going to be well, supposedly did, he's going to spit chips even more. It's going to be
still got-
fantastic.
Power of gods. All he has to do is murder people.
Yeah.
God.
Sounds like a win-win situation for you.
Yeah.
Craig, if he knew about that, he would have become Jack the Ripper on steroids.
Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome.
Are
Would you mind moving the setter to my pack then, or handout, I should say?
I will do so, yes.
I'm going to move that up here. I assume I need to be holding it to use it?
Yes.
Yep, no, that's fine.
Where are you, Len? So there you are.
It's not like the crystal rock.
I might also suggest if that ribbon of binding only stops him from shape changing and casting spells, we need something to physically restrain him. So do we want chains and/or manacles?
Yeah, both of those are probably quite
It's a
handy
good
if
idea.
we can afford them.
Does it not like restrain him as well?
No.
No, it just
Okay.
he seems
Yeah,
to need to be restrained by others.
because we might not have time to break his legs.
I just had
In
a
that
brilliant
case, most
idea.
definitely either myself, Minerva, or Kerosene should be holding the magic thing because
Lens-
we'll need the actual
Lens should
strong.
have it.
What is your
Well-
brilliant idea, Jaquan?
So we've just learnt that Lenser is an amazing, right?
Amazing what,
What?
sorry?
Amazing barber.
Hairdresser. Barber.
Uh,
So we go there, we set up Lenser as an amazing barber. Sooner or later, there's going to be a customer with rotting vegetable smell. At which point, she braids the ribbon into his hair, and then
Seems
we
like
drop the net above, physically restraining him. It's foolproof.
oh my
Well,
god.
we have to start by murdering
Oh,
every local
You
barber.
may remember, though, you were told to wrap it around his wrists.
Yes.
Yeah, I know.
Coming to me with facts, I'm just giving you gold here.
Since you are still technically in Lashanaro's house making these wild plans, Lashanaro will tell you that once it's bound around him, he will not be able to break it.
So there is that mild problem of
All
binding
right,
him.
so mainly we only need rope.
Nodgrim, what's the dwarven marriage ceremony like? Is it a hand binding kind of thing?
Apparently he uses crystal rods.
Yeah, that's right. It's
Do
a
you have
mutual
to
ceremony where you
rocks?
both each inserted up your own asses, and
No, it's each other's ass. Come on.
then as you smack dwarven asses, you complete your vows.
I'm going to have to edit this video, aren't I?
Yeah, right?
Yeah. This is
Unsafe
Please do.
work.
It'll take ages to edit a 2-hour plus video. I might just put a warning at the beginning.
Too much
contains
work.
adult themes.
Nodrim's views do not in
Contains
any way.
I would like to
Reflect the nature
apologise
of
to
the
the
dodgy
dwarven people and their long and proud history of not doing everything he says.
Nodrim's views do not represent those of the other players. He's just insane.
Yeah.
What's the thing called? What should I get listed as?
What the
The
ribbon?
rope or the ribbon? Yeah.
Just a ribbon of binding.
Yep. Cool.
Hopefully that's reusable.
I'll
Cool.
have
So
to
we can't actually. We might be able to afford manacles. We can't afford chain, which seems to be really expensive.
Well, it takes a lot for people in this time
To make
this kind of
links.
to make
Sure.
a chain. It's not something they can make with a heavy-duty machine. It's a blacksmith making a chain.
So does anyone have rope?
I have some rope.
Oh, we need
50
these manacles then.
I've got some silk rope, as well as a grappling hook, but that's less useful to tying people up.
I mean, surely the manacles come with a small piece of chain in between them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're manacles.
And we just hope he doesn't turn into, ogre form. Otherwise, they may not fit.
Well, yeah, we kind of need to pounce on him.
Sure. Alright. I'm sure also the dwarves probably have chain. So we could get it there as well.
That's true.
If we need cash by then.
Broker.
Okay.
So we're not buying anything, or are we buying?
Well, has Nodgrim
I'm
been
good.
here before to Croker?
No, he came into the valley not that long ago before he met you.
Do we need to know anything about dwarven towns, the underground? Will they be all dark because they wrongfully assume people have some kind of low light or dark vision? What's the easiest way to offend the entire town? You know, the basic kind of stuff.
Okay, so a few things, and Nogrim will be able to answer this for you. They will probably have light sources down there, even though they can at least see reasonably well in the dark. It doesn't really show colour very well,
Okay.
so light sources are useful for that. Because the dark side of dwarves and gnomes is black and white. It's not colour.
So you can't see gems as well?
You can't read.
And it's depending, like, it's mostly dwarves and gnomes there, so it's not a pure dwarven settlement. So there'll probably be other things, other light sources, and the mines and the underground places might actually be large enough for you to move around. Not that dwarves don't like making large and ostentatious mines anyway, bigger than they need to be. But you should be able to, if you go down under the underground, you should be right. The other thing is that you do remember that Magnus, your early companion, was headed to Krokar.
Mm-hmm.
So you know of as long as he is still there, there is someone at that settlement.
Okay. Plus, we appear to have something of Magnus's that we can return to him. I'm sure his wife, husband, who knows with dwarves, will be very happy that he's found one. He's got the replacement returned.
You're like, ooh, you're touching that. I hope you wiped it off.
Aw.
Mending was cast so many times.
It was.
See, what you don't realize is that dwarves are all males and gnomes are all females, but it's sexual dimorphism.
I hope not. Nogrim was looking forward to getting some dwarven poontang when we got there.
Edit the episode, delete the episode. I mean,
Takes a little moan to get no.
Well, it's fine for you guys. Every place we go has got your races all over the place. I've been a bit starved, since I joined you guys.
I don't think I've met a single half elf, but that's fine.
so
You can play.
the black cat is Grail editing. The black and white cat is Nodgrim talking.
I don't think I've got enough time to edit it.
The white cat wins in that.
That's what he's saying.
Yes.
That's the point. Are you headed to Krokar? What have I done?
I just need to make a comment once per 5 minutes.
That's the start point that we should head to.
All right.
Yep.
Sure.
If we're lucky, we'll all be murdered on the way.
If you're lucky. Let me just whip up a random encounter and we can start next week.
Sort
from the
that
beginning.
out. Yeah.
Yep. So this is Valley of the Crystal Rods, you say?
Yeah, let's just buy those 2 days of fresh rations and get a move on. Let's do it.
What, for each of us, or what?
Yeah, 2 days each of fresh
Yeah.
rations and get out.
Are we using the group treasure or the personal stuff for that?
Group treasure.
Group, please, 'cause
I
I'm
mean,
penniless.
we handed all that
Almost.
gold over, so I don't have any.
Yeah.
Almost all our gold, though.
I've got
No,
just
no,
enough
you-
for
you
a
had-
female
you-
dwarf
also-
and prostitute.
People who had gold to start with handed it over. Lenza had nothing, so... And Lenza still has nothing, so...
Can I just have Lynn's character sheet for a moment, Grail? Did not think so.
Why?
To see how much nothing Lynn's had. No, guys, I didn't have any cash.
No, I literally have no cash.
Uh,
When I wasn't here, you stole it all and used it to level up people.
that does sound like us.
I mean, we used it to level you up a fair bit, so
Yes,
yeah.
but I was the only one left without anything.
And Nodgrum got leveled as
Yeah, and this is going to be Nodgrim after he eats 2 days worth of trail rations after the first day.
So when you do head
Alright.
out, you'll
So we'll get
pass
to-
just south of Shulvarth, which is the other elven settlement.
Sorry,
Mid
which one?
Shulvarth.
Yep.
Oops, we get select one, so Shulvarth is there. And Shulvarth is a very small hamlet, not even a village. The journey to Krokar is pretty quiet, pretty lonely. There's not many people on the road heading out that way.
Mainly because the gates are closed.
The gates have been closed. Speaking of which, actually, all that talk about what Magnus does and doesn't do made me forget where I was up to. As you are leaving the city, let's go back a bit. You will spy above to the north the mercenary camp, and it is pretty sizable. There seems to be quite a number of tents pitched and lots of little campfires going, etc. You can't get a good count of the numbers there, but it is clearly more than what would make any member of the city comfortable. So it is, you can really appreciate, and it really does look almost like a siege camp, even though it's not encircling. It's just such a large force camped right on the door of Summerton. As you are leaving the city, you will spot a group of armed men.
Before we walk out, I tuck my beard down into my breastplate rather than displaying it proudly like I normally do, and I keep my cloak pulled.
Just worried you're going to talk about Crystal once again.
You will spot a number of armed men. There's about 5 of them, and they're moving around in a small group. Everyone seems to give them quite a deal of space and freedom, and make sure they still stays way away from them. They are obviously mercenaries. They have that look about them. One person in particular catches your eye, Jaquan.
Yes. Describe them to me, please. Definitely, Master.
He looks very familiar, a little bit older than when you previously saw him.
I've lost you for a moment there.
Yeah.
He looks a little bit older than
Yep.
than when you have previously seen him. The name is one from your backstory.
Mm-hmm. This was with a donkey, perhaps? No?
Now,
When you knew him, when you knew this man, he was not a mercenary per se. And he has, as you can see, a small pay chest at his belt. He seems to hold some sway in the group that he is walking with.
Yes.
What they are doing, it's unknown. He has not seen you, but you have seen him. And they are motioning around. They are within the city walls. As you heard before, there are some small groups of mercenaries that have gained entrance, probably to do some form of commerce and trade, etc. That many people do require feeding and will bring coins in. But yeah, they are moving around, being given a wide berth, and they are motioning throughout the city as they move with their hands. It's almost like they're, if you didn't know better, and perhaps you do, they're divvying up the city.
Indeed. Nodgrim. Now we've had our moments, I know, but I need a favor from you.
What do you need?
You see that fellow over there, the one with the lockbox on a belt on his waist with the blue robes and the brown head wrap?
No, we're not murdering him.
I need you to take these 3 gold pieces to him and tell him an old friend remembers him and thinks fondly of their times together.
What?
We're
We're giving away money?
I'm giving away some of my money.
Oh, okay. It's your money. That's fine.
That makes it alright then.
No more message than that?
No more than that.
Rightio then. I'll take the money.
And run.
There's a reason I picked Nodgrim.
I'll wander over to Geffen.
All right. As you wander over, the small group of mercenaries will stop. They look you up and down. A few hands will just rest on the pommels of swords. They're not drawing them, but it's just a standard pose when a strange dwarf approaches.
Don't worry, I mean you no harm. You do not even know me, but an old friend remembers you and thinks fondly of you. And I pass him the 3 GP.
Okay.
I'm hood over so he can't see me.
Sure. He takes the coins. He looks at you. What old friend? I do not remember a dwarf as an old friend. Not that I mean, I'm sure I would remember. Who?
If
I've done as I
looks
do not know
over,
me,
I'm
I've
doing a
done as I
mic
asked.
cut thing on the don't say my name, don't say my name, don't say my
No, I don't. I just turn around and say, "Good day to you, sir," and wander away.
And he will follow you. And he'll, Master Dwarf, no, I must insist. Please, if there is an old friend around, I would very much like to find them and speak with them.
All right, I point him out.
You get what you pay for. You get what
And
I only did as I was bid.
and you
You
weren't.
didn't say anything about not saying your name or pointing you out.
Yeah, I should have thought further about that.
Yeah.
Clarified the plan.
I was so focused on no, Minerva will keep the money. Lenza will keep the money. Hypatia will keep the money. Ceratron will keep the money. I know, not Group.
And Geffen will peer over towards you and not recognize you, or at least not appear to recognize you, and he will move in your direction. The other 4 mercenaries that he are with are just standing around, just watching this peculiarity play out before them. And Geffen approaches. Excuse me, sir? Do I know you?
Not as I am now. For once, I was a beautiful maiden. Things have changed. I can't really talk. Should I return, I imagine I will find you here at Sumberton, or perhaps Geffenberton, as it may one day be known. I will find you for a drink then. My life's been complicated recently.
Dude, his backstory is so much more involved than I realized.
It's like you didn't think I had a backstory.
It's you didn't realize there was a girdle of masculinity involved, did you?
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
that's right. Bit of gender.
All I'm saying is he knows how to
can't
use
say
that
it.
sword.
And your name?
Demor-
Sorry, I cannot see
All
your
good
face.
things come in time.
Very
Please,
well.
we must pass on, but
Then
if I am back this way.
Then good day, and thank you. And he'll stand aside and let you pass, and
So Len's definitely going to be asking about this once we're out of earshot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
So is
There
Nogrum.
you go. What?
Yep.
That's cool.
Ah.
I
Why
didn't
would-
realize that was possible.
So please explain. I humored you.
Is it like a spell?
Is what a spell?
Ah, you can talk about it at camp because that's good.
Yeah, let's
Whole
be on our way.
Avenues of stories.
Yes.
Jaquanes.
Perhaps.
Jaquana.
Ah,
Jaquanilla.
you have no idea how far I'll go.
Jinquet.
I wonder why you kept eyeing off that rod.
Oh.
Definitely gonna put the airplanes warning on this video.
Oh, for God's sake. Why did I invite you to play?
I believe this is Brian's response.
Yeah, basically.
Oh, gee. Alright. So, why don't we just get you guys to Croker and call it quits for the night?
There's only so much breaking Grail can
So
take.
much time.
I'm about to choke.
That's not how it's used, okay?
We were being restrained. We had to know. Wait, no, everything. Yep. Let's just get to, and I believe what what Zeltarnin meant to say there was choker, and call it for a night.
That's correct.
Oh, for God's sake.
Everybody's getting involved now. We're going to need more of them.
More of everybody?
Alright, so as you leave the city, as I said, it's a fairly lonely, quiet trip. There is no one really on the road to Croker or from Croker. Shulvarth to the north is a small hamlet and has no real presence, and for the most part is completely encapsulated within the Varthwood. The hills to the north, the Sardalan Hills, don't have any foul reputation, unlike the other places like Kirkle Ridge, etc. They are a small, fairly gentle hill range. Occasionally you see wild animals, especially there's some like goats and the like grazing upon them. And the two hunters in the group do feel like, oh, that would be a nice change from the
monotony of the Russians.
from the hard tack that you have. So either of you, if you wish, could quite easily probably bag yourself an animal, which you'd be able to roast. It's up to you if you want to go out of the way to do that. But there is plenty of options
why not?
there. What's Den sending this time?
Your sensitivity's a fraction low, Julian. On your voice.
Sorry, is that better?
The beginning and end just cuts out.
Alright, is that better?
Just like you are, Nogrum.
Yep. Alright, so if you wish to go and get something, that's fine. It won't take more than an hour or so at most for you to catch and clean a kill.
Yep. Sounds good.
And you can take off. You can use that for the rest of the trip as well. So you've only used probably 2 days worth of rations, all told, to get to the Sardalan Hills, and then you can.
We'll use the fresh ones at least.
You can
Then,
use the
'cause
fresh
they
ones.
actually.
You can use the fresh ones from there. It's been fairly clear and easygoing. You do notice that there is a bit of a haze ahead, sitting on just above where you expect Croker to be.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, it looks to be some kind of large furnace type haze that Nodgrum would be quite happy to see because it would remind him of his home.
Yeah, I breathe in deeply. Oh, I love the smell.
Carcinogens.
Some good work is done in those forges.
And eventually you will be able to get to Krokar. It's been fairly quiet, as I said, on the road. Nothing has waylaid you, and it's been nice, a nice little trip. The weather's been quite good as well. Krokar is covered in a haze, as I mentioned. It's a fairly thick, acrid kind of smell. It does smell very much of burnt coal and smelted metal. And it's only a couple of buildings, maybe about 5-6 buildings, but there are a number of chimney vents sticking up out of the ground all around the place, from which belch the thick, oily mist.
Lovely.
One of the buildings is a garrison outpost, and it seems actually quite sizable for compared to what you've seen at other settlements.
Okay. Dwarves here like to take care of themselves. Fair enough. Well, shall we museum?
Well, they are also near an elven settlement, and I have heard that there's not always good relations between elves and elves.
Shall we try to?
If you keep your mouth shut, you'll be fine.
Shall we try to just straight up find a guide to take us to the spring?
Yeah, so at what point in the day did we arrive?
We'll just say it's mid-morning.
Let's head to a guild, or just
Yeah.
ask someone if there's a place where guides hang out.
Well, you
So
said there was
there's a couple taverns and a couple hostels here, and there's a bunch of people milling around outside. Most of them are drinking, some of them are smoking, some of them are drinking and smoking. One or two are just lounging around. There are a mix of races, but the majority are dwarves. Their hands are caked with coal dust. It's in their beards, smearing their faces, etc. Looks like they've just come out of the mines and have gone straight to the pub.
Yep, sounds pretty reasonable to me. So is that majority just dwarves here, or what's the
Majority of dwarves? It would be probably about 80% dwarves, and then maybe 15% gnomes, and then 5% humans. There are no elves to be seen.
Yep.
The only halfling that you can see are probably serving the ale.
So, guys, how much money are we offering for a guide?
Let's see how much they'll take and how much we
I can hit some of these gents up.
Do we want you to rely on the dwarven?
It's get Nogrim to do the negotiating because he's dwarf.
Well, I can try and assist.
How much do we have to spend?
Not a lot, but
No.
I don't want to offer more than we have.
it is also like a fairly well-known mine, so you can just be like, does anybody know where the Salt Spring mine is? We'll give you a gold if you can lead us to it. Like, that's reasonable. That's more than
a gold is pretty
fair.
for
reasonable.
anybody. Like,
So I'll walk up to where the
I
coal
assume
dusted
miners
miner.
don't make a gold a day, do they?
No, they won't make a gold a day.
Yeah, so that's like a
Yeah.
pretty good price if it's like a commonly known location.
So I wander up to the dwarves you described, all covered in coal dust. Hello, gentlemen. I'm looking for someone to guide me to the mine of the Salt Spring.
One of the dwarves will look up at you. You think he might have a greyish hair or white hair and a beard, but it's painted black with the coal dust. His face is black. He's just got some like white smears around his eyes, although his skin is fairly dark and ruddy. He'll look up at you with crooked teeth. He's got a beer in one hand and a pipe in the other. Where do you want to go?
The mine of the Salt Spring.
Why do you want to go up there? There's nothing in there.
No, we're just on we're on a
Sightseeing.
some sightseeing.
We are innocent Russian tourists.
Please look into my polonium list.
It's not that important.
Don't touch
We're
the door
just
handle.
looking for someone to take us there, and we're willing to pay a gold to take us there. Anyone interested?
He'll speak to you in Dwarven. A gold to go in there. What are you hanging around with these Ponces for?
They're good people, and they've had my back.
I object to that. If I understood.
Do you understand any of the
If I
Dwarven
understood.
languages? Dwarven Stone speak?
Does anyone really understand?
It's a good
Nodgrim
question.
does. Yeah.
I can take you up there, I guess. Look, I'll just say, I'm due back in the mines in the hour. It'll take about 3 hours to get up there and back. So
Oh, we just need you to take us there.
I'll have to do my shift first, which will be for a couple more hours. So if you want to wait,
Offer him the gold. Or does he want us to wait anyway? Sorry.
if you wait till after my shift finishes, I'll take you up there.
Does anyone else there look interested?
There's a few of the dwarves who are listening intently.
Now, we're pretty keen to go now if we can.
Are we?
Can you speak Dwarven Stone
Oh,
speak?
are we?
No.
Well, if you're keen to go now, then I guess I could go. I'll just have to tell the foreman that I'm not coming back down there. Just wait till I finish my drink and my pipe.
Yep, that's fair enough. We'll grab one ourselves.
He looks over all of you. So you're after the fat guy that lives up there, are you?
Ah.
He says it in Dwarven speak.
Oh.
We wouldn't mind speaking to him.
Fair enough. I wouldn't go in those mines though.
You could send him a message.
Why
that
is
we're
that?
coming.
Well, the reason that there's nothing in that mine is because it's cursed. No one goes in there. The salt spring's cursed.
I'll be fine.
I don't think you will. I reckon you guys will go in, and I reckon most of you probably won't come back out. But
Everyone needs a story of how they die.
you need someone to tell it.
Hopefully one of my companions will be around to do that.
He'll drain the rest of his mug. He'll take a few draughts of his pipe, tap it out. I'll be back in about 20 minutes. I'll just go tell the foreman.
Radio.
You make ready to go.
I turn to the party and I tell him what happened.
You'll need
and I
plenty of-
basically also tell him that he thinks it's cursed.
You'll need plenty of fresh water.
Radio.
Don't drink from the spring.
Well, since it's a salt spring, that sounds smart.
And he'll wander off.
So I tell the party what the deal is, that there's a fat guy who lives there, that it's considered cursed, which is why they don't mine it anymore, and that we should take lots of water because we definitely don't want to drink from the spring.
Well, I'll definitely pay the
If
water
it
bit.
is
That's
actually
it.
like, if it is actually a salt spring, wouldn't it be worth like harvesting the salt?
Depends how common salt flats are around here.
Am I being crazy?
Or just missing the.
You're going to need a lot of water.
Well, you know, you can always get I've got a sack or two. We can always harvest the salt later if we survive.
So you do know that Ilya Markinsall was unloading salt at one stage in Sumberton, and it was pretty expensive. There are no salt mines around here, but this isn't necessarily a salt mine, it's a salt spring. You'd have to find out if it's got any build-up of usable salt within
Salt
it.
crystal. Okay. Cool.
Alright, he will come back after about 20-30 minutes. He's got a small little metal cap on his head, and he's got a heavy-duty walking cane that he's leaning on as he moves. And he'll speak in Dwarven Stone speak again. Alright, let's go then. About 3 hours north of here and a bit into the mountains.
Sounds good. We're ready. No way of everyone else.
How long do you think it'll take us to walk up to this place?
3 hours.
He just said 3 hours.
Sorry, 3 hours. What if you gave us a map? No, it's fine. We'll walk at your pace.
He just looks at you and
Yep.
then scratches a bit of gunk out of the corner of his eye with his finger, flicks it on the ground, snorts. You young dwarves, he says in dwarf speak, stone speak again. Company you keep. And he'll
I
start.
say to him, don't mind him. He's not the smartest one, but he's loyal.
So
Except I may actually be the smartest one.
so these are your servants, are they? Makes a bit more sense.
They saved me from a dire situation, and we've been companions since.
Is this in common or
No.
in stone speak?
No.
Dwarven stone speak. And he'll just chortle a little bit and just start walking. Keep up if you can. Which is pretty ridiculous because you can almost walk faster backwards.
Yep.
Harsh.
And he hobbles along. He's slow, but he's steady, and he's got incredible resilience. And he will lead you up further into the hills and then into the foothills of the mountains. It takes, you reckon if it wasn't been for him leading you up there, it would have taken probably a good half a day at the very least to find this, even with a map.
As we're walking up there, I'll ask him about the fat creature who lives there.
Fat creature, I said a fat
What
man.
he knows of him.
A fat
Fat
guy.
man, yep.
Just I think he calls himself Gerard or Gerard or something like that. He comes down every now and then, does some stuff in the town, but for some reason he's decided he wants to stay up there. I think he's, between you and me, I think he's one of them there spellcasters, and no one else would be living up there for some reason. He's a strange person, that's for sure. Sometimes there's lots of other comings and goings up around here we know of. Occasionally there's dwarves that come down from up that direction into Krokar, get supplies or the like. Yeah, very odd.
Yeah, I've heard he's an odd one.
Mm-hmm.
And he will lead you.
He will lead you to your deaths. Oh no.
You can see. Can you guys only see a little bit off to the right?
Darkness. Oh, off to the right. Wait a second.
Yep, that's all I can see.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Yep.
It's like, I can see black.
Is it all bleak though?
It was oblique.
Yep.
All right. Can you just make sure you can control your lens? You have 1 hit point supposedly.
I should not.
I turn to the miner and I say, "Thank you for your assistance," and I'll give him a GP out of the out of the group treasure.
Oh, that's fine.
Why do I only have one? That's not right. We definitely all have healed.
Yep.
How did I put my hit points?
And just before we go in there, he said he didn't expect all of us to come out again. Supposedly, this mine does not have a positive reputation.
All right. It is dark within. The doors are large, stone, and closed.
I go push the doors open, or attempt to.
You have weedy little dwarf arms.
I do. I'm pretty pissy for a dwarf.
You push and you push, and it's not going anywhere.
I look at the others. Well, come on, give me a hand.
All right.
I start applauding.
Where are you going, Hypatia?
These
Uh,
doors here.
wait,
doors are here.
doors. Fine. Sure. Let's attempt to make some sort of strength check, I guess.
Lends it
roll.
offer moral support.
Wait, really? We're
I'll
just
let
gonna make
someone stronger than me step forward.
That's a good point.
Can we
Cool.
search it for traps first?
Yeah, I was just about to. Yeah.
Well,
Someone stronger than Nod
the good thing is that Nodgrum's been pushing
to
in
get a kid.
up against it for some time now, and
Nothing's happened.
he hasn't been discombobulated, so...
So that's cool.
You
Not,
see,
not grim. It's
the
a
best
pull
way to
door.
trick a trap is let someone else go first.
But I'm just thinking maybe there's a lever or something.
No, it's a pull door.
It's a pull.
This is what I'm saying. Nodgrim was like, I'm the smart one of the party. Push, push, push. It's not opening.
Like the Far Side cartoon.
Yep.
School for the Gifted. Yeah.
Yep.
Alright, so are you checking it? Are you doing anything else?
Well, I just wanted to see if there was an obvious mechanism that opened it.
There does seem to be an obvious method for opening it. Nodgrim just seemed to be too weak.
Oh,
Yep.
okay, cool.
Nodgrim has
Here's a
what's-
push door. Back at it, boys. That was-
What's your strength, Nodgrim? About 9, isn't it?
9.
Oh. Yeah, let's get those strong lads up there, lad and lady.
Also, before we possibly make it into a combat situation, have I attuned or whatever it is
Yes,
to the
yes.
spectre?
So you need to prepare any spells you want now.
Cool. I'll very quickly do that then. How many can I prepare? Is it just? Because I know how many uses I have.
You prepare it as though you were a druid of the same level. So as a druid 3rd level, because that is what level you are, then you can prepare 3 1st level spells, 2 2nd level spells, 1 3rd level spell.
Okay. How often can I? How much can I cast them?
You can cast them 3. You can cast 3 1st level spells.
Yep.
2
Okay.
second
So
level spells.
it's just you prepare and cast.
Memorize any number that you want. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. Got it. Cool.
So you memorize, and you can memorize the same spell 3 times for 1st level if you want, etc.
Yep.
So-
Got it. All good. I'll do that. I'll look through the spell list and have a look at that now.
All right. Meanwhile, are you? Who's opening the door? Please
All right.
move up.
Not Nogrum.
Come on,
I
Chunk.
want to see if there's another way in.
I will step up and open the door.
Strength 18.
Yup.
I'll help.
All right.
Can you say beefcake as you do it?
That's why I've got you here.
You managed to open it.
There's a lot of typing. I don't like it.
That's not me typing.
Okay.
That's me.
Hypatia, after you.
Alright then.
It's dark
What was-
within.
I'll stroll forward.
Nodgrim, after
Nodgrim.
you.
Forward.
Nodgrim, you see something in the darkness shifting towards you because you're not blind in the dark.
I'm
Does
busy
it look
playing.
Does it look like something aggressive?
See that?
We've got company.
It's staggering towards you.
Do I have any actions?
Sure, what are you doing?
What is
I
this?
step back. There's something in there.
Can Caradwin
But
cast?
what did you describe?
What did it look like?
Did you see the
In the
token?
I did. Yep.
It was.
I don't know.
It was
Maybe it's undead.
It was a human-looking figure that was staggering towards you.
Yeah, it was sort of human-like, and it was staggering.
Do you want me to shoot it?
I don't know if it's alive.
Was it human sized?
That's what I
Yes.
said. Yep.
Do you want me to shoot it?
It didn't look friendly.
You're not answering the question.
Well, that's up to you.
Okay.
Shooting is probably a good idea.
Caradwin's gonna cast light
Cool.
on
Seems like a good idea.
Hypatia's shield.
Cool. Well, I was going to be doing his thinking anyway.
So it has staggered out of the darkness and is coming towards you. As you can see, it looks to be a human. Skin is leathery and grey. It seems to be incredibly emaciated. It's got a very ungainly gait about it. Eyes seem to be milky. It's making virtually no sound except the shuffling of its feet.
What's the distance on turn dead?
You ask this every time you go to use it.
It's line
I
of
know.
sight, man.
Yep.
Line of sight? All right.
Have you seen how close it is to you at the moment?
Yep.
I'm going to step
Yeah,
up.
I mean,
I hold up my holy symbol.
Lenza probably would have shot it by now, if we're going to be honest.
Yep, that seems likely.
Alright, so we'll start with Lenza then.
Yeah, it's only 20 feet away. Gee, if it's 20 feet away, that's really not that far away.
That's +1 to hit because of your short range, but I'm going to give you -2 because of the congestion in front of you.
Yep. So that means I only get a +1. Cool. That's...
You hit it.
Awesome. What's my damage? I believe it's a D8. Yes. I don't have anything at the moment.
Alright. The arrow strikes it. Tonk. It's still coming towards you. Jaquan, what are you doing?
Stepping back and getting into...
Hypatia.
I step forward and hit it. My sword.
Sure.
Swat.
Do you know what armor class you hit?
That's a good question. I rolled a total 12.
Undead.
I'm reading this right. I'm a class of 6.
That will hit. It is unarmored. You do your bonus damage with your arming sword against unarmed opponents, which is +2 for a cutting weapon.
Alright. So let's do D8 +5.
Nice.
Shit. Maximum damage.
Almost. So close.
I mean, who really counts an 8 on a D8 as max?
Yeah. Crazy.
Most people?
You slice it. It spurts of thick, really thick, gunky blood and collapses to the ground.
Nice. Are we still in turn order?
No, you can drop out now.
Okay. Can Caradon complete
step forward
casting
again.
light on Hypatia's shield?
Yep,
Cool. Does that reveal more of the map for us?
it does. Give me a second. Light has what range?
30, I think, maybe?
Light. This would be the time when having dynamic lighting would be useful, but I don't want to pay the $100 a year.
I was going to say, that is expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So I'll just do the
Light. 120-foot range. The spell is almost identical to the first level.
yes. So
God
I'm now
damn it.
looking up the
Cleric
cleric
spell.
spell. I had the same thing.
You should
Right.
just be using James's account. But then you got to transfer everything over as well.
I'm not going to use James's account. And he would want me to use his account. So it's shining in 15-foot radius.
Okay.
Right, so it will only see an extra 5 feet.
Alright. Want to round the corpse?
Let me get the walls in.
Alright. Slowly wandering forward.
To make it easier, I'm going to make it a super duper light and make it 60 feet. Because that's how far Nodgrim can see.
Thank you.
How much does it cost a year to have dynamic Nodgrim?
There's more of them up ahead.
I see one and part of a token of another.
Yep. Those tokens. They can't get away with those tokens, can they?
Nope.
All
I
right.
hold out my holy symbol.
Hang on.
Back to where you came. Sorry, go on.
Hang on, you just all keep moving. As soon as you spot them and the light touches them, they'll start moving. That's all right. Is anyone moving? Sean and Lenza, or are they having a romantic
Powwow.
get-together outside?
They'll probably just be at the back.
I think Lenza has just Sean.
Ah. All right. So, Nodgrim, what are you doing?
I hold up my holy symbol. Back to where you came, my dead.
All right.
Ooh, nap time.
So you roll some dice. So
Oh, it's a good one too.
it's not a one. You need to learn how you.
2d20.
It's
Oh,
not,
2d6.
yeah, it's 2d6.
Oh, is it 2d6? Oh, that's good.
And you need to modify it with your charisma mod.
Yeah, so that's -1.
Oh, you've got a...
No, you don't modify it with your charisma mod.
Don't you?
No.
Oh, my
No,
bad.
it's just a straight 2d6. So he rolled a 6. So it tells you what level of hit die you can turn up to. If you have a look on page 13, you need to read these rules.
Yep.
So you are 3rd level, are you not?
Yep.
So you rolled a 6, so you can turn up to 2 hit die creatures. Can you see?
Nice.
Yep.
To turn 1 hit die creatures, you need a 3 or higher. To turn 2nd level, 2 hit die 5 or higher. To turn 3 hit die 7 or higher. So you got a 6, so you can turn up to 5 or higher. Okay. Then you roll 2d6 to get the total number of hit dice that you have turned. Again.
2d6, yep.
Yep. 3. Alright, you've turned one of them. It turns and scurries off. Alright, that's an immediate compulsion, so it moves. Minerva, what are you doing?
I'm going to equip my knife and I've got another blade. I'm gonna go double blade of some kind. Yeah, knife and dagger.
Caradron.
Who's controlling Caradron?
I am.
Taos.
Yeah, I am. Caradron doesn't want to attack any of these guys, so Caradron is going to move over
Sean
here.
is after Caradron. This
It
place...
seems.
Sorry?
Oh no, I was going to say it seems like these guys aren't putting too much of a fight, so he'll just move forward slightly and then just have ready to fire, but not actually fire at anything yet.
It's really musty, really dusty in here, but there's also a very salty smell. It's very briny in the air. Lenza, you're up.
I'll pretty much do the same. Actually, can I just see if I can retrieve the arrow from that zombie?
Sure. Roll a dice, on odds you get it.
Cool. Let's go d6. No. Oh yeah, yes.
Yes.
Yep.
That is an odd. I can't count. Awesome.
Jaquan.
So I'll move back there and move up here.
You pull the arrow out, look at it, it's perfect, throw it away.
Question to Aaron.
I mean, it is covered in zombie gunk.
Quick question to Aaron, because I don't know, was it you or me who listed my move modifier as funky? Because it really would have been either of us.
I don't know.
Okay. I've got some reach on my Rancer, right?
Yeah, you can attack from an extra 5 feet away.
Cool. I'm going to stand behind Nodgrim and ready if someone comes in. If this other one comes in and swings at Nodgrim, I'm going to stab it in the face.
Hypatia.
Fascia is going to stand and throw a chakram.
Alright, go for it.
That'd be just a regular D20. No, is there any? That's probably
It's
-1.
medium range, so it's no penalty.
Sweet. Yes!
Alright. It bounces into the dark somewhere.
Exactly. So that's it. Not my turn.
Ooh, another one.
Yep. Alright. Neither of them can attack though this round. Alright, so Minerva, you're up.
Can I attack from here? This guy?
You can, but you'll have a -1 penalty.
Excellent. Let's do that. Damn it. Can you remind me how I attack with 2 weapons?
You can either choose to attack and get a +2 bonus to damage, or you can take 2 attacks. The first one is at -2, the second one is at -4.
Let's do that craziness. Let's see how that goes.
So it'll be -3, -5.
Yeah, -3, -5. So. Let's do it. 1d20 -1. Roll. Which would mean that I hit AC 8,
AC 8 will hit.
and I hit AC 7.
Will both hit.
Excellent. In which case I do D6 +4. Oops, +4. So 9 with the first one,
Alright,
and the second one does 10.
nice.
Haha.
After you dissect that, it's Caradwin's turn.
Alright. Caradwin try moving up here and stabbing it with a sickle.
Okay, -1 to hit.
Sure. Caradwin misses. Oh, no.
Misses. Whacks her sickle into the corner. Sean's up.
I guess he can help out now. So if he fires at the thing, it'll be firing through, so it's -2.
Yep.
But he gets +1 from the range, so
That's
that
right.
means a natural +1, so it's just a d20.
Yep.
Cool. That will most likely miss.
It does. Arrow skitters down into the darkness. Lenzi, you're up.
I will move up and do the same.
Alright.
But I have a +1 because I'm good at this. And I still miss 2.
Alright, Jaquan.
Jaquan will attack with his.
I will not give you. Do not have any penalty to attack because of Givran Sir and the fact that Nodgrim is short. You are tall.
Excellent.
Nice.
I'm 6'3", so I really hope I can reach over you.
Bang.
You stab him good, or it good.
That will only hit a
-1? I see 0.
-2.
The blade sinks into its rotting flesh while you damage.
With an extra +2.
Nope, because it's not a cutting weapon.
Oh, isn't it? It's piercing.
It's an impaling
Piercing.
weapon.
Ah, nice.
6 points.
So the impaling weapons do ×3 damage on a crit.
Yeah. And a +1, which is nice. They're good. They're good. Okay.
Alright, Hypatia.
Paisha, long sword at that one, still staying in front of Nogrum. Wow.
Misses.
So, yeah.
Nodgrim.
Nongrum swings at it with his
Better.
axe. Well, that doesn't look good.
It doesn't look good. You look like a Ponzi elf.
Embarrassing. Hit him fine, too.
Alright. The zombie, for that is indeed what it is going to swing at the dwarf in front of it. What's your armor
AC
class?
5.
His fists harmlessly bounce off your armor. Alright, Caradwin's up.
What will she do?
She could do whatever.
Hit it with a rock!
Sing a ditty. Dither. Miss a turn. It looks like that's going to happen.
Yeah,
Sean's
nothing.
up. Sean's up.
I guess he will just fire again because we're so all the time.
Okay.
Yep.
Down the hallway. Jaquan,
Jaquan will do it all again.
because resting the Rancer on Nodgrim's head like using a Q on a spider worked really well last time.
Honestly, I was trying to think of my hand type.
I love that. That's a great
that
move.
when you started talking. A 12, which I'm believing will hit. Sorry, that
It hits.
hit an AC of 6.
Yep.
To hit of 6.
Yep.
Yep. So that works, and this time a better 8 damage.
Nice.
Alright.
Nice meat bag.
Alright. Done. Like a dinner. It
Perfect.
It collapses silently to the ground. And you hear, except you might hear it escape.
Was I lucky enough that it splashed some of its foul blood on?
No, its blood doesn't really splash because it's so thick and gluggy.
Even if I was trying to flick some off,
Ah,
it's fine.
maybe you might have got a little bit somewhere.
Nice.
Alright.
Nice. Cool.
Let's step forward.
Take us down this corridor, Hypatia. I lit you up for a reason.
Okay.
Is Hypatia the only light source that you guys are going to carry?
At the moment, we need to light a torch, by the way.
Yeah.
If someone has a torch.
I hand someone a torch.
Ah, thank you. I'll carry that.
So you're putting
I'm-
one of your weapons away?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I need
I
to
do.
use my.
I'll put away my dagger, my knife, so that I've just got the dagger.
Flame
Dagger.
Maze, is that Henry? He's back.
Oh, sorry. No.
He might also be just checking in from his phone just to see what's going on.
See if he's dead yet.
Yeah. I'll light the torch, obviously.
Sure. Those arrows that missed, by the way, they're broken.
Oh.
Yep.
I go. Can I see my chakram yet?
Yeah, you can pick it up.
Alright.
Alright, so I'll show you what you can see from there.
Dun, 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 dun. All right. Oh. There's more of them. Okay. Oh.
Alright.
Now I have to
Flame
zoom.
Maze is typing.
Oh. Somebody come shoot this guy. There's a zombie. Shoot that other zombie as well.
I'm continuing to stand behind my pool cue.
Alright.
Sorry, my resting point.
Cool.
Are those crystals giving off any light?
Nope.
Are
But
they absorbing the light? Are they refracting it at all?
they're refracting a little bit of light, but
Cool.
yeah. Alright, before you keep moving, we're in initiative order.
Yep.
Alright.
So, it will be Sean up first.
Okie dokie. Let's see, where can he fire? I will move. I guess I'll move. Where does he actually need to be to actually
Good
get a line of sight? Can he shoot this guy from here?
Which guy? Yeah, he can see that guy. And I'll give him no penalty for attacking that guy.
Awesome. So just a +1. Is it within range too? Yeah, I believe
Yep.
so.
Yep.
So that's a +2 for him. Excellent. Still terrible. That's
Nope.
okay.
Smash. Alright. Lenza, you're up.
Awesome. Let's see. From here, I can't really shoot anyone. So in that case, I will move forward slightly and take aim at the same one that
Go for it.
that one. So that's a +3. Hey, that's a bit better.
And that is a critical times 3 damage.
So is it just 3? Did I roll 3d or just roll 1 and times it by 3?
1 and times by 3.
Yep, cool. That's what I thought.
3.
Oh dear.
Could have been worse. Could have been 1.
It's fair. You blew his ear off.
It goes through a soft part of the body and just...
Lovely.
Alright, Jaquan.
I don't want. It's too far. I will move to here and attack any who attack the first one that comes in my reach.
Minerva's already in your reach.
Okay. What's your AC, Minerva? The first of the zombies to attack.
5.
Hypatia is up.
I probably
Okay, I'm gonna take a shot at that zombie there with a chakram.
Go for it.
Yes!
Ultimate Frisbee,
Again,
you are not good at.
His dice are cursed.
Nodgrim. Even virtual dice.
Dice it.
Yeah.
Nodgrim moves up here and swings with his axe.
How far did you move?
I moved 4 squares.
20
So
feet.
20.
You won't be able to move that far and attack.
Why?
Because...
My movement's 25.
Yeah, because this comes up every time. When you move and attack, it treats you as 1 more level encumbered. So,
Wait, what is your
therefore,
movement?
25.
In that case,
So therefore, you are... Oh no, your encumbered movement is going to be 20, so you will be able to attack, actually.
woohoo! I'll keep that in mind. I'll try to. I rolled
So
a
you can
10.
move 4 squares and attack. Nice.
Yep, so what's your... That hits armor class.
My Thaco is...
You actually got a matrix on your character sheet as well.
Yeah, 9.
9. You swing and you miss.
Oh no, hang on. How does this work? Yeah, 9.
Minerva, you're up.
All right. I'm gonna have to go this way, Hypatia, because otherwise they're gonna lose their light source. So
Yep.
I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to parry.
Okay.
Dun, 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 dun,
Caradon.
Caradon doesn't really need to stick with me, but certainly doesn't want to go with Hypatia. Fine. Is going to step up next to Hypatia and also throw a chakram and say, "This is how you do it." Maybe. Probably not though. The Dex. No modifier.
Ultimate Frisbee Twins.
Yeah, exactly. Ultimate.
By our bro power combined.
Oh,
That's not too bad.
yes. It's AC 4.
It hits, and it's a cutting weapon, so it will do +2 damage.
Cool. Means that it does what? D6 plus 2. Yes. Okay.
Just think, if you'd rolled a nat 20, you could have had it bounce back and cut
4
one
points
of
damage.
Hypatia's
Yeah.
lobes off,
Alright.
just to rub the spike.
They're lucky for loves and critical. Oh, hi.
Alright, so there's going to be 2 attacks made against the dwarf. Nordgrim, what's your armor class? That one misses.
Yep.
That one misses.
Wow.
No,
Nice.
Unfortunate.
They're within Alan's aura.
job.
There is no attack from the north. Alright,
Shambling towards us.
Lenza, you're up.
Interesting. I can't get a good shot at any of them now, can I, without it going through people?
Got a clear you got a clear shot on that one.
Yeah, you got a pretty good shot over Nodgrim's head, and if not,
Would that be uninhibited?
Yeah, I'll give you no penalty for that.
Okay, I'll do that then.
Nice.
Hits them nice and firm, squishy part.
Excellent. 4 damage.
It is still kicking.
I don't know. Lenses doing pretty consistent damage.
Jaquan, you're up.
Jaquan will step here and go for.
Okay.
You're ranged, aren't you? This one.
You have. I'm going to give you
Yep.
-2 on the attack because you're in shadows now. The light source was on Hypatia's shield,
no.
which is.
No,
Carrying a torch.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, Minerva. Sorry, my apologies.
Yep.
I do remember that.
So that is what I need to hit an AC, an armor class of 6.
Alright,
Attack
it
level
was-
6, rather.
And it was this one here on the side.
Yeah. No, this one to help out.
All right, cool. No
Minerva.
worries. Yep.
And.
Massive 5 damage. Too legit to quick, bro.
The pill Q.
Yep.
It staggers and stumbles a little bit under the blow, but it's still standing. Hypatia, you're up.
Alright, have at it in front, the one in front of me.
Have I missed Sarah? Have I missed Sean's turn?
No, he
No,
went
he
first
had a
last
shot.
turn. So
Okay, right.
That's what we did. We got last.
Oh,
Well, I can.
Zel,
Okay.
too strong.
Nodgrim.
My dice game totally
No
strong.
room.
Strong like spam.
Yeah.
At the one in front
Outside
of
of-
him,
You missed.
which is irrelevant.
Minerva.
All right. I come in here and just stab it with my dagger, if possible. My knife. Let's see how we go.
Also, we'll probably get some more vision.
Yes.
Oh, too strong. 4. Miss. That's okay. Bit of light has been added.
All right. After Minerva, it is Caradwin.
Caradwin is going to have a go with a sickle.
Go for it. There's been some bad
Stick.
dice rolling.
Oh, yes!
Only has.
Sean.
Just before.
Going with me to the curse spread.
What is
Say less.
Sean the sheep going to do?
Now you've all done that. You've all selfishly blocked yourselves in. I guess he has. He does indeed. Why not? He'll move up here and stab this guy.
Ba-ba-ba.
All right.
What is his modifier?
-1.
For around the corner.
Yep.
So, and he's got a +1, so it's just a d20.
It hits.
That hits.
Nice.
Excellent. And the damage on that, on his rapier, is a 1d6 +2. Cool. Not too bad.
Nice.
Too bad at all.
Solid.
He runs it through and it goes down.
Yeah.
All right. They're going to attack now. 2 against the dwarf still.
Why change?
All right.
One's gonna.
Your armor class was,
Hit me.
your armor class was 5, wasn't it?
Yep.
I think you're good. Yeah, you're good.
Ooh.
Just.
That's
against-
good because I'm just standing there wildly flailing my axe.
And against Caradwin. What's her armor class?
Mm.
Remember, she doesn't have that armor on
That's
anymore.
No, she's got a different suit. She's
Oh,
got a
God.
That's great.
Alan has infected the server.
Jeez.
Jaquan is up.
Jaquan's going to attempt to use his pull Q again. Can I get a +1 for the stabilizing benefit of Nodgrim? Yeah, I realised that was BS as I said it.
I need to get a special.
I think that hits.
It does hit.
Not so much BS.
Mighty.
It is.
That
Again,
was that one again.
again, it goes down.
Nice.
Slow but steady.
Hypatia.
Fascia, can I do better?
No.
Probably
Yes.
not quite.
Not particularly.
AC
7?
11. Well, yeah, AC 7.
It hits.
Nice. Alright, so unarmored.
Dear.
Yeah.
Damage.
It
Oh, that's a bit dead, I think.
it's now in 2 pieces,
Nice.
Are they still?
Hey, I hit the undamaged one. Winner.
and that one, the damage is so severe that yes, Caradwin does wear some of that goo.
Yes! Mission accomplished.
Nodgrum.
Nolgrum turns to the left and has a swing at it.
Oh,
Hey, that's a
I
bit.
like it.
It had 1 hit point left.
Down it goes.
Can I roll my damage anyhow?
Perfect number of hit points.
See, the problem is, when, especially in a fight where everyone's rolling so poorly, you don't want to roll your damage in that situation. You've just used a decent roll.
Yeah, that's right.
Minerva.
all right. Well, looking pretty reasonable here.
Well, they seem to keep
I-
coming. I'm
I
not sure how
can't-
many there are. And
Yeah, I can't leave these guys because I'm the
You-
light
you
source,
can
so I'm just
Move a
gonna
bit further on. Yeah.
I'm just going to move here and
Oh.
parry.
Aw.
Caradwin.
I wanted to go further on.
Caradwin's going to throw her second shuriken at this guy.
Chakram.
Yeah.
10. She hits an AC of 9.
Cling, 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 cling.
Yep.
Alright, Sean.
Alrighty, well, things. He is going to probably back up a little bit and let the more martial, the focus classes have a go. And instead, he'll just shoot this one.
Sure.
And
One.
with a -2,
-1 this time. It's not that congested
Okay.
there.
so that many, and he gets a +2, so it's a +1. D20 +1. Nope.
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 Their turn. Let's get the guy out of the way. Get him
Yeah.
out of the way. Alright. So, attacking Hypatia. What's your armor class?
Today, my armor class with shield is 3.
Oh, it hit armor class 4. You get your shield up just in time to shield your face. Alright, new round. Hypatia.
Posture. Revenge! I see 8.
Ooh, AC 8. We'll find
AC
out.
8 will hit.
Nice.
Okay.
Interesting.
Damn.
Down it
That's
goes.
pretty decent damage.
Right in the kisser.
It's like a strength 18 fighter with a slashing weapon is good versus zombies.
Yep,
Interesting.
who would have thought?
Legit.
Nodgrum.
Nodgrum will move forward and have a swing at this guy in
Go for
front
it.
of me.
Is it in shadows?
No, Nodgrum can see in the dark.
Oh, okay.
Minerva.
Alright, I guess Minerva will have to move back up since you guys have moved forward. 3, I'm going to move over to here and I'm going to parry.
Alright. Caradwin.
Caradron's going to try and sickle this guy.
That's sick. Ooh.
Ice joke there, Grail.
No, it was terrible.
No. Ice joke there,
Oh.
Grail.
you cut out a little
Yours
bit.
was bad.
I thought you were cutting out a little bit. Sean's
No.
Yours was hearse because it was dead on its feet.
Get in the cold shoulder from you, buddy.
I guess it's gonna be
Is Sean doing anything?
I'm at this point. I'm at the point where it's like you guys had.
Got it in control?
He might just move up here and then have a go at that one as per
Sure.
With your rapier? Yeah, nice.
Yeah, legit.
rapier. So that's just a +1 to hit. Did it have -4 that you said?
Yes,
Grell?
go around the corners -1.
Cool. So just normal 20 then. Nope.
Misses. Alright, Lenza.
Lenza will. I do have a very weak melee weapon, but I think I'm not going to bother. Lenza
You can
will just move.
shillelagh.
We'll move to the center.
Alright, Jaquan.
Will there be any issue if I step on top of that? Yeah, no, cool. Just so I'm not suffering the -1, and I will attempt to pull cue it.
Go for it.
The undead one. Nope.
You rolled a 1.
Indeed, I did.
Take a point of damage as you go to pull cue it. Nodgrim steps back and his haft of his axe strikes you in the groin.
Oh, why? It hit just above my knee and yet hurt still.
Nodgrim, it misses you.
Nice.
Who would have thought a dwarf hammer is pretty good against zombies? But an elf without much armor, Caradwin. Oh, jeez.
Who would have
At
thought
least
it?
the
Two
DM's
missed.
getting as afflicted as we.
God, we're all terrible.
It's Alan, I'm telling you.
Yep.
Alright, it will move up to Hypatia but not attack. Alright, we have Hypatia, you're up. Oh, sorry.
Alright.
Yep, hang on, nope, not Hypatia's up.
I was first last turn.
Yep, Nodgrim's up.
All right, Nogrim swings at the one in front of him. No,
No.
Minerva.
Come up and assist. Do this.
such a beautiful axe, but I obviously have no idea how to use it.
That's a hit.
It is. Did you
Yeah.
take the point of? Did you take the point of damage when you were struck in the groin, Jaquan?
It should say 14.
I'm saying
Yeah.
15 and
I
15. You didn't press
Did
enter.
say, yeah, I didn't press enter.
6
There we
damage.
go. That should be.
All right. It staggers under your blow, but it's still standing. Caradwin is up.
Caradron's going to do the same. Dun, 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 dun.
It hits.
Nice. That's d6 plus 2. So 8.
She removes its head from its body.
I'm not even sorry.
It staggers
Nice.
forward, tries to grab her, and then lands on the ground, twitching slightly. Sean. Sean?
Mm-hmm. Can he move into the space of this one
Yeah,
like that?
that's
Yeah,
fine.
he'll do that and attack then with a whole +1.
Go for it.
Hey, that hits. Let's get some damage here. 4.
All right,
Massive
it's still-
damage.
Still going though. All
Cool.
right, Lenza, you're up.
Let's see. Can I get a good line?
You're minus 2 to hit the top one there because it's so congested around it, and you're minus 2 to hit the bottom one as well.
Yep, cool. I won't bother. I'll just sit around and wait for people to deal with it.
Jaquan.
You're ready for the backup.
Let's try and not get hit in the junk again.
Better.
I do not.
Nope.
Nice.
Your junk is quite safe.
For now.
Is that enough to kill it?
It is. It
Nice.
it goes down. Hypatia.
Fascia. Can we clean house? Yes. Yes, I can.
Yep. That's looking good.
Minimum damage.
Yeah.
Aw,
And
Nice.
once again,
way
it is
to bring it.
once again, it's in 2 pieces, and this time, Sean and Caradwin wear some of it.
Yeah, ludicrous kid.
Alright, that seems to be the last them for now, but I have got a sneaking sufficiently more as we go through deeper. What was the time of day when we came through here?
It was about, you got to Crowcart at about mid-morning, so it's probably just after, it's probably early afternoon now.
So
Okay,
about
cool.
2 ogre clock.
Why not?
Oh no.
Cool.
Jolly
Well, while there's a brief fresh surprise, I'll try and retrieve some arrows that we've shot.
Alright.
But we shot, I think, 3 in this fight, in this section of it.
Anything that hit, you have a 50-50 chance, so odds you can get it back.
So
Anything
that was,
that-
I think the only thing I was one only hit with the arrow then, so I'll roll that.
Yep. Anything that misses, the surrounds are way too
Nice.
too hard for it to.
Yep,
survive.
no worries. So I got
Nice
one back. That's fine by me.
That's 11 zombies you put down.
Nice. Do we want to keep pushing it, or do we want to fall back and maybe do a choke point if we make a lot of noise?
I'm good for pausing it for the evening.
I'm good for pausing it as well.
Yeah, probably a good idea.
All right.
Can we,
Okay.
in this case, can we just, I guess we'll remove, I was going to say, can we just move back into the entrance just in case we get ambushed while we're not playing, but we'll just start right here, won't we?
Yes, it's not like a computer game.
We're not AF.
Julian will be playing in the off week and we'll all like it.
Yeah, it's just like, oh god, they're not doing anything. They're at my mercy.
Sorry, I was thinking of another game.
Yeah.
The best part is that Nodgrim will still be alive because he will continue to fail to get through Nodgrim's arm.
I mean,
And Nogram will continue to fail to hit them.
Yep.
There were
It
some
would-
impressively low rolls.
Mm,
yeah.
mm.
I must have so many good ones in the queue just waiting.
If only that was how it worked.
You
Yeah.
you got a really nice blow against Jaquan.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. A good solid blow to the gonads.
Cool.
Yeah.
That was great.
All right.
Thank you, boys.
Thank you.
There you go. There's the one for the people next to me.
Lovely.
Yeah.
All right.
Whereas, I believe this is what you were suggesting, Grail.
Nice. All right. I'm going to stop recording. Thanks for the
Cool.
guys.